It's time for Mount Union basketball presented by SARTA on AM 1310 WDPN and live on the AM 1310 Facebook, X, and the Q92 YouTube channel. Now let's take you live courtside to our play-by-play team of Sam Berquin and Ryan Keller. This is Mount Union Purple Raider basketball, brought to you by SARTA on AM 1310 WDPN.
And a pleasant good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Mack Center on the campus of the University of Mount Union. This afternoon, we have a biggest game in the country as far as Division III college basketball is concerned, and we are ready to go. It is the number 9 Mount Union Purple Raiders, who are 12-0 against the number 8 ranked Calvin Knights, who are 8-2, and we're set for about a 3:15 tip here on AM 1310. WDPN. Hi, everybody. My name is Sam Berquin, as always, joined by my broadcast partner, Ryan Keller, as we get you ready for what we think and what we hope, and I think what we know is going to be a fantastic Division III college basketball game between the Purple Raiders of Mount Union and the Knights of Calvin. Obviously, we have followed Mount Union for years. 107-77 winner last night in their game against Mount Aloysius, in a game that really they were never tested. This Calvin team, this will be our second look. We saw them last night. Very impressive over Wilmington. This team is big. They can shoot. They can score. And they're probably going to present some problems for the Purple Raiders. But you talk about a matchup made in basketball heaven in December, partner. We got it here this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got two teams who are ranked in the top 10 in Division III going at it during the regular season, which you don't really see that too often in OAC. In Division III basketball. Player to keep an eye on, there's two of them, especially for Calvin, and that is Tevin Winkle, the 6'5 junior forward, can shoot from the outside. He had a big second half yesterday when we watched Calvin play and help extend them to a nice win. Also, Jalen Overway, the 6'10", 250-pound junior center, is going to be a battle for our two bigs with Elijah Farrington and Sean Vaden. I wouldn't be surprised if Caleb Lorge gets involved in that, trying to guard him a little bit. They do a lot of different things. When you go to double team, they'll immediately throw the ball into him, and he just does the touch pass right out to the corner and shoots a three, has another guy shoot a three. So a couple things to watch on. You can't put all your attention on him because he does dish the ball out to the perimeter when it comes in. Yep. We're going to have to see suffocating defense from Mount Union and free throws. You got to hit your free throws today. Close games like we expect it to be. Those are the points that really put you over the edge.
As mentioned, this Calvin team comes in with a record of 8-2. The Purple Raiders are 12-0. They have never, ever gone this deep into a season undefeated. First time in the history of the school that this Mount Union basketball squad has started off with a record of 12-0. Crowd is getting settled in, and here comes our three-man officiating crew here today. Looks like we got a good one, Mr. Keller, today.
I like it.
So we're just about set to go. Of course, we'll have the starting fives. We'll have the I don't know if we'll have the anthem today. We did with the anthem was in the first game, so there won't be one for second game. But we'll get to the starting fives, and we'll get ready to roll here soon on AM 1310 WDPN. Purple Raiders, after today, are going to be away from a little while. They will be their next two, I believe, are away. A couple of road trips coming up, Marietta and Wilmington. Marietta is on the 7th. Wilmington is on the 10th. We'll be back with you here on January the 14th as Capital comes to town for a 7 o'clock tip here at the Mack Center. It's not our familiar voice on the PA down there today. Mr. Buckle must not be here this afternoon. Gentleman doing the PA here, he is the ladies' PA voice for Mount Union basketball. By the way, the Lady Raiders will be in action tonight at 7 against Teal if you want to come out and catch some more hoops here on this blustery day. But once you get inside, trust me, you'll be nice and comfortable, and you'll have a great seat to watch some great college basketball here today on the campus of the University of Mount Union. Swim team getting their final practice in today, and they'll be having a couple of days off. They'll be heading down to Florida on January the 3rd. Of course, the students aren't back until January the 12th, so it'll be a little quiet here for a couple of more basketball games, and then the students will be back in here. Boy, can you imagine if if this basketball team is still undefeated by the time the students get back. Oh, this will be a raucous place to be the rest of the year.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be Capital coming in here on the 14th if they're undefeated. Two tough teams. Marietta is always a battle after this, and then Wilmington, who we've seen twice today, or yesterday once, and then today once. A good team as well. They found a way to hang with this Calvin team yesterday for the majority of the game. It got a little bit of a way towards the end of the fourth quarter. But, yeah, some tough tests in the OAC, and send it over to DJ Relly-Rel.
Let's pick up the starting lineups for today's game. All right, getting close to tip-off here. AM 1310 WDPN, Q92radiosports.com, all across our social media platforms. Purple Raiders and the Knights getting ready to go here at the Mack Center. Crowd is into it early today. It's going to be a great atmosphere. Mount Union home whites today. White jerseys, white shorts, purple numbers and letters with the black and purple trim. Calvin with the maroon jerseys and shorts, gold numbers and letters with the gold and black trim. We are just about ready to roll. I figured we'd get to 3:15, and that's exactly where we are. So settle back and enjoy some outstanding college hoops. Number 9, Mount Union against number 8, Calvin. And we're underway at the Mack. Sam Berkwood, Ryan Keller on 1310 WDPN. Raiders start with the ball. Kevin Moore, deep three, left wing short. Loose on the floor, gobbled up by Calvin. Winkle, Swartz, Overlay, Ressler, and Scott on the floor for the Knights. Kasenheiser, Moore, Farrington, Lorich, and Hamilton on the ground for the Raiders. Here goes a long three. Right wing, up and good. Overbay hits the three, and the Calvin Knights are on the board 3-0.
You don't see too many 6'10 guys pulling up from three, but now you're going to have to step out and guard that.
Jalen Overlay, Lorich will step out and shoot a three. That's off the side of the rim, no good. And Overlay picks up the rebound. Here come the Knights of Calvin. Scott's got it on the left side of the floor. Pick and roll with Overlay. Overlay inside against Lorich. Over on the left side of the floor to Swartz. Swartz against Farrington on the baseline. 15 on the shot clock. Calvin with the ball and an early 3-0 lead. Overlay backing down Lorich. Backing him down. Goes in, up and under, left hand scoops and scores.
Yeah, I like that matchup with Lorich. I think he's a little bit physical than Farrington and Vaden's going to be, but still – great defense there. He's still able to rotate around and get the easy layup.
So Overlay with a quick 5. Calvin takes the early 5-0 lead. Kevin Moore fakes left, goes right, shoots the three. Good. Kevin Moore from downtown. That's a good sign for the young man. He had him on the air last night after our game. A terrific young fella. Gets the Raiders on the board. It's 5-3 Calvin. Boy, this Overlay is an absolute beast. 18:25 to go. Pull-up three outside. Shot off the front of the rim. No good by Scott. Rebound picked up by the Raiders. Here come the Purple Raiders in transition. Up for the slam dunk. No, but a foul as Farrington will shoot two. They hammered him as he went to the baseline to throw down that two-hand slam. Got hit on the head, and Elijah will shoot two. Line left. Here. 18:14 to go in the first half. Elijah kind of struggled at the free throw on last night again, Ryan. He's missed his first one here today.
Yeah, he missed his first, I think, 3 of 4 yesterday. And then
was 2 of 6 at one point last night. So Elijah trying to get the Raiders back to within 1. 18:14 to go in the first half of play. Lets it fly. That one's nothing but net. So Farrington in the scorebook for the first time today. 5-4 Calvin in front of the Purple Raiders. 18:07 to go. And a turnover by the Knights. Here come the Purple Raiders. Farrington across the timeline. Kasenheiser thought about a three. Now Chance will bring it out to the right side. Goes baseline. Back to Farrington. Elijah into the paint. Down the lane. Scoops it up. No good. Got his own rebound. Put it up. No good. Tipped it up. No. Loose on the floor. Picked up by the Calvin Knights. Winkle's got it. Gets it down the floor to Wrestler. Wrestler into the corner to Scott. Scott deep on the right side. Picked up by Kevin Moore. Overway's got it. Over on the left wing. Wrestler throws it down low. Somebody got free on a screen. Going to the hole and putting it up and in is Schwartz. Somebody got backpicked underneath the hoop. Schwartz got open, got the bucket. Calvin takes a 7-4 lead. Just getting cranked up here in Alliance. Good atmosphere today here at Mount Union. 17-22 to go in the first half. Calvin 7 and the Purple Raiders 4. Kasenheiser top of the key. Steps back, shoots the three. Too strong back of the rim. Not the shot they wanted there. And the rebound picked off by Winkle. Here comes Calvin, the number 8 team in the country. The Purple Raiders are ranked number 9. Wrestler gets it to Overway. Here we go. Overway goes around Lorich, goes inside, muscles him up. He gets bodied. Had to move his feet more than once. He didn't. He got it over on the right side of the floor. Scott hips it. Overway now going to shoot the 18-footer in, out, back in. Overway's got 7 of the Calvin 9, and no secret, they're going to number 4 every time down the floor.
Yeah, they wanted to do that more yesterday against Wilmington and kind of got away from their own offense. Now they're definitely forcing the ball down low. Mount needs to get underneath and force him into foul trouble.
Kasenheiser coming out for a three. Now he gives it to Kevin Moore on the left wing. Kevin behind the three-point arc goes into paint. Foul line, 16-footer, back rim, glass, nope. Forced it. Rebound picked up by Calvin, almost an over and back. Overway at the top of the key. Now Scott deep on the left wing. 9-4 Calvin. Scott blows by everybody, lays it up, and then he's fouled. Scott with his first two. He'll look for three at the line. 16-11 to go first half, and Calvin has run out to an 11-4 lead.
Yeah, they're shooting the 5 of 6 so far. Mount Union 1 for 7 from the field, so a slow start for the Purple Raiders.
That's 83% if you're keeping score at home. Calvin has made a substitution. Brady Ewing, the 6'7", they just keep bringing in 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". But you mentioned last night, this is not a real deep team for
Correct.
Calvin, but they could go about 7. Scott free throw is up, and the Scott free throw is good. So he's got 3. 16-11 to go. Purple Raiders find themselves down 12-4 here in the first half of play. Calvin has brought their A game here early today.
Yeah, another thing, too, they did struggle with the backcourt pressure. So if Mount Union is able to make a basket and get that backcourt pressure, we saw them already with 1 turnover so far.
Here comes Hamilton across the timeline to Moore. Kevin, right on top to Chance. Chance on the M logo. Chance goes around a screen. Chance 17-footer right wing up. Rim battle. Nope. Rebound picked up. Raiders struggling from the floor early, but again, we're just getting started. 15:55 in the first half. Calvin, however, has an 8-point lead. Overway over on the right side to Ewing. Ewing about 18 feet away. Gets it out on top to Winkle. Winkle looking for a cutter. Nobody home. Overbay on the baseline. Overway going up against Lorich. Caleb digging in. Bodies him up. Overway backing in, leans in, goes with the left hand, shoots and scores.
I don't know how you're supposed to defend that. Baden?
Yeah, you're almost going to have to double him.
Yeah,
maybe I don't know. 14-4, Mount down 10. Up 3-pointer, no by Hamilton, but he got fouled on the 3-point shot by Wrestler. So a little silver lining to the first 4 minutes plus here at Mount Union. Purple Raiders have found themselves in a battle today. 15-18 to go in the first half. It's Calvin 14 and Mount Union 4. Purple Raider basketball continues, presented by SARTA on 1310 WDPN.
SARTA me to shop, work, activities, the park, the doctors, or the grandmas.
SARTA riders count on us to go so many places, enjoy so many things, and visit so many friends and family members. Nearly 1.5 million riders on 27 fixed routes and nearly 100,000 ProLine rides for a total of 4 million miles.
Every ride tells a story, and every rider counts. Where to? SARTAme.com.
You're listening to Mount Union Basketball presented by SARTA on AM 1310 WDPN.
15-18 to go first half. 14-4 Calvin over Mount Union. Sam Brookwood, Ryan Keller, 1310 WDPN, Q92, Radiosports.com. Well, this team's pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really good, but we
they
also
look even better today than they looked last night.
Are not shooting the ball well. We've made one basket. We haven't scored in the last 2:55, so last 3 minutes of the game. But we've got 2 free throws and a 3, and that's it. Or 1 free throw and a 3, and that's all we have. So I think this timeout came at a good time for them to kind of just regroup, settle in. Coach Fueline say, listen, it's still early. We're fine. But let's see once we start getting to bench rotations as well what happens, because I think we've got a better second 5 than they do.
Let's get a couple shots to go down and get a defensive stop here or there. That's how you're going to have to approach. You're going to have to approach this game in 4-minute increments, like your media timeouts. Hamilton free throw is up and good for Kevin. St. Vincent St. Mary product via Youngstown State University. The Purple Raiders down 14-5. Kevin looking to get the pair, and he does. Got one more coming as he was fouled on the three-point shot. So 2 for 2 for Kevin. It's 14-6 Calvin here at the Mack Center. And Hamilton ripped all 3 free throws. So he's got 3 points, and that chops it down to 7. 14-7 Calvin. 15-15 to go. Purple Raiders putting a little bit of a press on now. Winkle almost fumbled the ball away, but he did get it across the timeline to Scott. Over on the right side to Rucard. He'll go inside. Knocked away, but a foul was called on Elijah Farrington. His first. And here comes Dante Collier. I'm sorry, that is 2 on Elijah. So he has to come out. And right away, Sean Vaden and Dante Collier pop off the bench for Coach Fueline. So a couple of free throws coming for Calvin Lionwright. Free throw up and good by Zion Rucard.
And their big is currently sitting as well. That's another thing, that he can only go in short spurts.
Yeah. And I wonder if that's knee related, like working him back in, or because he just got to catch his wind because of the. Could be a little fall out there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he does have a big clunky knee brace on his left knee.
So Rucard hits both free throws. And with 14:49 to go, Raiders with the ball inside, driving and scoring. Beautiful move by Kevin Moore. He's got 5. It's Calvin 16, Purple Raiders 9. 14:38 to go in the first half here at Alliance. 13-10 WDPN. Once again, the Mack Center starting to come alive here on this Tuesday afternoon. And a turnover. Here comes Dante Collier from Mount Union. Down the floor to Kevin Hamilton. Hamilton on the left wing, and he'll set it up with 14-20. Hamilton steps into a 3. Too strong. Volleyball up in the air. Rebound picked up by Rucard. He'll bring it across the timeline. Bounce pass on the wing to Swartz. Back out on top, 3 ball. Side of the rim, no good. Put up by Rucard. Out of bounds. Back to the Purple Raiders. Boy, this team likes to get up and down the floor.
They do. They
like to
run.
Which I think we do too.
Yeah.
But when you this is obviously last night. No diss on the competition, but this is big boy ball today.
Yep.
Raiders with the ball. That's Chance Kasenheiser. Left-hand dribble, almost fumbled it away, got it to Hamilton on the left side of the floor. Kevin goes around a Vaden screen. Hamilton out on top, Collier. Dante steps into a 17-footer. In and out, no good. Good shot, good release, just didn't fall. Here comes Calvin now with 13:45 to go in the first half. The Knights 16, the Purple Raiders 9. Here on 13-10, Ewing shoots a long 3. Rim no on the wing, picked up by Hamilton. Raiders on a run out. Kevin's going to push. Line, Kevin Lane into the corner for Dante. Collier drives baseline, cut off, hits the underside of the glass. That's going to be a turnover, and it goes out of bounds back to Calvin.
Yeah, a little out of control right now, trying to do too much. They see that they're trailing by 7, and they're trying to do too much right now.
Big fellow back in, Overway. Again, you talked about that big knee brace. He's got the long nylon, long pant underneath. He's got the brace over that. But it hasn't affected him. He's got 9 points already. And we got 13:24 to go in the first half. 16-9 Calvin. Here come the Knights. Jarrett Taylor in for the Purple Raiders for the first time today. Young man out of Green High School, played for outstanding coach Mark Kinsley up in Green. Overway's got it. He's picked up by Vaden. Schwartz, a long three on the wing, up and good. So Schwartz got open, hit the three. 19-9 Calvin with 12:57 to go in the first half of play. Heisenheiser on the left wing around a Vaden screen. Chance foul line. Chance goes inside into the corner. Dante three. That one's no good. They just won't fall.
Wow.
Good shots, good looks. Just the rim needs to be a skosh bigger. You go. Calvin's got it. 12:37 to go. Overway on the block. He's picked up by Taylor. Overway goes. He throws out of the double team into the corner. McElwain's got it. Throws up a 15-footer. No. Rebound picked up by Collier. Here come the Raiders in need of a hoop here with 12:20 to go in the first half. Hamilton baseline into the paint. Hamilton shoots the 18-footer. Glass rim, no. Rushed it. Overway kind of got in the way and altered that shot by Hamilton. 12:10 to go in the first half. Calvin 19, Mount Union 9. Each team with a couple of fouls so far here in the first half. Driving to the right side is Scott. Goes inside. Good defense by Mount. Taylor brings it the other way. Into the corner for Collier. Dante fakes the three. Now Kevin. Hamilton in the wing. Got caught in traffic. Gets the ball out on the right side. Top of the key. Vaden for three. No. Do it. Rebound picked up by Calvin. Raiders still struggling from the floor. 11:40 to go in the first half. Mount down 19-9. Schwartz inside, kicks it back out. Overway. Big man will shoot the three. Back of the rim, no good. Rebound picked up by Dante Collier. Raiders are in search of rhythm. They're in search of points. 11:20 in the first half. Calvin 19, Mount Union 9. The number 8 and the number 9 teams in the country battling right here. Heisenheiser foul line extended. Goes inside, hangs in the air, put it up. No good, but he drew the foul. So Heisenheiser will go to the line after we take a timeout. 11:11 to go in the first half of play in this big battle in Alliance. So far, it's Calvin off to the good start. The Knights 19, the Raiders 9. Purple Raider basketball continues, presented by Sarda on AM 1310 WDPN.
Discover something new at Union House in Alliance. Step into our boutique and get screen printing done on the spot, from unisex tees to sweatshirts. Browse our women's boutique clothing and don't miss our hand-poured soy candles and family and pet-safe home cleaners, all made in-house. Visit us at 1686 South Union Avenue, right across from Mount Union Ponds. Open Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 5 and Saturday 10 to 3. Stop in and see what's new at Union House.
You're listening to Mount Union Basketball presented by Sarda on AM 1310 WDPN.
Sam Berkman, Ryan Keller back with you on 1310 WDPN, Q92radiosports.com, and all of our social media platforms. Check us out on X, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. It's all there. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, too, on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. 11:11 to go. Mr. Keller, we need to make some baskets here.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, I think they're playing well. Offensively, they're moving the ball well. They just can't get shots to drop. They're 1 for 7 from the three-point line, and they are 2 for 14 from the field. So we've seen them getting, like in big games, we've seen this against Strong Carroll a couple times, against Marietta a couple times, where it takes them a little while in these big games to really find their rhythm.
So Chance Heisenheiser, scoreless. He had 21 last night. Free throw around and in. So Chance on the board for the first time. The Lake Blue Streak makes it Calvin 19, Mount Union 10. 11:11 to go in the first half of play. Day 2 of the M Club Holiday Classic here at the Mack Center. Heisenheiser got them both. 19-11. Here comes Calvin at the other end of the floor. They get in the floor in a hurry. Schwartz will pop another three and hit it on the left wing. He's got 8. 2 threes already today for Parker Schwartz out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. 22-11. Calvin has doubled up the Purple Raiders. 10:47 to go in the first half. Vaden at the top of the post to Hamilton. Kevin around a Vaden screen. Hamilton foul line, lobs it down to Vaden. Sean grabs it, scoops it in the corner for shoots the three, no good, and a rebound picked up by Calvin. So Dunbar came in firing and just couldn't get that long three to go in the corner. Now Overway backing in. It goes with 11. Blocked by Vaden. There you go, young fella. Here come the Raiders on a run out right to left. Top of the key, Kasenizer. Chance fakes right, goes left, steps into a three. That got deflected, never got to the hoop. Great hustle rebound by Jarrett Taylor. Throws it down low. Kasenizer out on top to Hamilton. Kevin fakes it. Now Dunbar will shoot that three. Good. There you go, young man. Dunbar. It's a pretty big three for early in the game.
Yeah, he brings a lot of energy into the game as well, so hopefully that'll start to feed off of him.
9:50 to go in the first half. 22-14. Calvin Weekly getting ready to come in for the Purple Raiders. Overway on the right side of the floor. Dumps it to Swartz. Swartz on the baseline. Swartz going inside. Whistle foul. Little touchy-touch foul there called on Dunbar. That'll be his first. But the energy is picking up a little bit here inside. And as I take a look around, a late arriving crowd here today, but a crowd that's here to see a really good basketball game, and they're into it early on.
Yeah, a big group up there on that far side as well.
Calvin gets the ball inbounds, deep on the right side. Winkle's got it, working on Taylor. Winkle going inside, cut off for the baseline. Ball gets stripped away and stolen. Here comes Weekly. Raiders got a run out. Cam across the timeline, dumps it to Taylor. Jarrett on the baseline. Foul line extended to Weekly. Cam behind the three-point arc, looking for evading screen. Cam's going to go inside, lost control, and he got fouled. Overway is going to pick up the personal foul.
I would try to get to the basket as much as I can.
Not on Overway, I'm sorry. Should have been on Overway. I think they called it on Winkle.
My comment stays the same. I would try to penetrate to the basket and get four in as much foul trouble as I can early.
Yeah. I mean, Cam Weekly line left his first free throws of the afternoon up and no good. Cam Weekly, double-figure scoring last night for the Raiders, hit 3 threes, and that went over Mount Aloysius 107-77. Cam's second one, that one's good. So the former Polar Bear in the scorebook for the first time today. 9:19 to go in the first half. Raiders have chopped it to 7. Calvin 22 and Mount Union 15. Raiders are 12-0. Calvin 8-2. Winkle's got it. Foul line extended. Cradles it. Forgot the pumpkin. Here come the Raiders on a run out. That's Kasenizer. He'll step into a three. Good. Chance from downtown with 5. That'll get the building going. 22-18. Raiders are within 4. 8:52 to go. And the Mac Center, for the first time in about 48 hours, has come to life, and the Raider toss a turnover, and Calvin throws it away.
As soon as Dunbar got in, he started to bring that energy, and they could definitely feel it.
Calvin's they're not even going to wait for the media. They're going to go for the timeout right now with 8:45 to go in the first half. And 22-18, the Purple Raiders have chopped it to 4, and this is when they're at their best. They're feeling good. They're patting each other on the back. They're hooting and hollering a little bit. They're comfortable.
Yeah, it took them a little bit of time to kind of get into this game. I think they were pressing too much at the start of this game, knowing that they're going up against the top 10 team. Now they're getting in the flow of the game. They realize, hey, let's just go out and have fun. Let's just play our type of basketball, and it's translating to the scoreboard.
Just needed a spark. And when we say spark with this team, it could be anybody, anytime. Yep. Today, Dunbar.
Yep.
Some other times it's Vaden. Other time, I mean, it just depends.
Yeah, we've seen Jarrett Taylor come in and do that. Caleb, how many times have we seen Large come in and immediately bring a spark to the game as well? So their possession only trailing down by 4.
So coming out of the Calvin timeout, 8:40 to go in the first half. Raiders are down 4, 22-18. Kasenizer hooks it to Dunbar. 3, good! Jack Dunbar, a second 3. And it's 22-21. Calvin, and the Raiders are back to within 1. You got to see the Mount Union bench right now. It's December, folks, but it's that big of a game. Swartz on the block. Got 3 Raiders upstairs. Put it off the rim. No rebound picked up by Vaden. Here comes Mount Union, a chance to take the lead. They were down 11. Chance at the top of the three-point line. Goes around a Vaden screen. Kasenizer into the paint. Steps back. Got caught up in the air. Throws it way out on top of the Weekly, but they got plenty of time. 14 on the shot clock. Case, right, left, inside. Throws it up on the rim. No rebound picked up by Overway. That would have given the Raiders their first lead. 7:50 to go. Media timeout coming at our next stop. Swartz on the left wing. Ball goes into the corner. 22-21 Calvin. Knights with the ball. They're trying to get it to Overway, and a reach-in foul is called on Sean Vaden. And with 7:38 to go, that'll be our next media timeout. Now we're cooking in Alliance. 7:38 to go in the first half. Calvin 22, Mount Union 21. Purple Raider basketball continues. Presented by Sarda on AM 1310 WDPN.
Hey, Joe. Good to see you. What brings you out today? What's up, Sam? Need to pick up a few tools. You? I need new faucets and a vanity, maybe even a whole new bathroom. But I can't get any help or find what I need in this place. Yeah, Sam. These big hardware stores are great for tools and appliances, but not for kitchens and bathrooms. You need to go to Robertson's for that. Robertson Kitchen and Bath Gallery is an American Standard Plumbing Registered showroom, and their knowledgeable consultants have the training and expertise to actually help you get what you need without breaking your budget.
Visit Robertson Kitchen and Bath this Thursday evening until 7 at 2155 West Main Street in the Alliance Industrial Park. Robertson Kitchen and Bath, where amazing meets affordable.
You're listening to Mount Union Basketball presented by Sarda on AM 1310 WDPN.
7:38 to go in the first half. Calvin 22, Mount Union 21. Sam Berkland, Ryan Keller. 1310 WDPN, Q92radiosports.com. And the house is alive today for the number 8, number 9 teams in the country. Calvin gets the ball into Overway. That's one way to do it. You triple team him and steal the ball. Here comes Weekly across the timeline for Mount Union. Raiders with the ball. Hamilton on the left wing. Out on top, Lorich. Caleb's going to shoot the three off the side of the rim. Loose ball foul is going to be called on Calvin, and it's going to be on Luca Ressler. Quick shooting so far today. Purple Raiders, 5 of 20 from the floor.
Yeah.
4 of 12 from behind the arc. Calvin, 8 of 16, 3 of 7 at the free throw line. Weekly to throw it in for Mount. 20 on the shot clock. Caleb in the corner. Lorich gets it back to Weekly. Cam circles around a couple defenders, now picks up his dribble. Throws it out on top to Dunbar, who hands it to Hamilton. Kevin with the ball. 9 on the shot clock. Hamilton around a screen. Hamilton left of the key. Got caught. Taylor. Jarrett topped the key. 3. Too strong. Back of the rim. Volleyball up in the air. Overway's got it for Calvin. Here comes Schwartz and the rest of the Knights as they come left to right. 7 minutes to go in the first half. Calvin with the ball. They lead the Purple Raiders 22-21. Kiefer is checked in, number 30 for the Knights. That ball goes out of bounds off the leg of Ressler and back to the Purple Raiders.
Yeah, even though Mount Union hasn't been shooting well defensively, they are playing really, really well. They're losing, but they're playing really well. They have forced 8 turnovers on Calvin to just 1 turnover for Mount Union so far in this half.
So the heat, the pressure has helped the Purple Raiders get back in this thing. They trail at 22-21. 6:40 to go in the first half of play. Dunbar on the right wing. Jack baseline rises from 15. Didn't get it to go. Rebound picked off by Calvin. That's Rucard with it. He'll bring it down to the other end of the floor. Ball into the corner. And now they'll settle in with 6:25 to go. Rucard driving the baseline. Got cut off. It's out of bounds. Back to Mount Union. Good defense by Hamilton and the Raiders. All right.
I think 1 and 0 subbed in for Calvin.
All right, so Winkle and McElwain are back in for the Calvin Knights. 6:15 to go first half. We got a good one cooking today. 22-21, Calvin over Mount Union on WDPN. Hamilton steps into a 20-footer on the left wing, hit it off the side of the rim, no, and the rebound ripped off by Winkle. Here comes Calvin. McElwain at the other end of the floor. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Overway down low, back it in. Shoots, missed it. Rebound. Lorich had it, got it off to Dunbar. Here come the Raiders right to left. Mount with the ball, they're down 22-21. Kevin Moore on the right wing. Bounce pass high post to Dunbar, left wing Lorich. Caleb picked up by Overway. Now Kevin Moore on the left wing. Ball scooped away, picked up by Lorich to Hamilton. 9 on the shot clock. Hamilton left of the key. Hamilton down the lane, got in trouble, into the corner. Taylor out on top. Dunbar, 3, short. Rebound picked up by Calvin. Boy, you got to credit Calvin's defense right there.
Yep.
They really stepped it up all over the perimeter and also in the paint. Winkle's got it for the Knights. Winkle left wing to Overway. 5-10 first half. Calvin up 22-21. Overway on the baseline picked up by Lorich. Overway backing in. Up and under move. Couldn't get rid of it. Now he throws it in the corner. Wrestler shoots a three and hits.
Yeah, that's where you get in trouble when you double team Overway underneath. He's really good at kicking it out into the corners, and they're good at shooting those threes from over there.
And they sure were there. Wrestler from downtown makes it Calvin 25, Mount Union 21. Raiders with the ball. 4:47 to go in the first half. Lorich, they swing it around to Hamilton. Kevin gets a screen. Hamilton shoots that three. Back to the rim, front of the rim. No. Rebound picked off by Calvin. Raiders are cold from the floor here again. Here come the Knights. Rucard down low. Offensive foul. Rucard with the charge. It'll go back to the Purple Raiders.
Yeah, Mount Union shooting 4 of 16 from behind the three-point line. Only 25% to the 4 of 8 for Calvin so far. 9 of 18 shooting for Calvin. 5 of 26 for Mount. So we're still only shooting 19% from the floor.
And only down 4.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'll take it.
Well, 9 turnovers from Calvin has gone on to help.
Yep. I'll take it. I'll take a 4-point deficit right now with those numbers. Yep. Lorich gets it off the chance. Kasenizer foul line extended. Oh, what happened there?
I think he got fouled, and they didn't call it.
Let that one go. So the ball was not even close to the hoop. Here comes Calvin with a 25-21 lead. 4:10 to go in the first half. Oh, somebody got free down low, and an easy basket by Ewing. That's his first 2. Brady Ewing out of Petoskey, Michigan. And Calvin Knights have shoved it back out to a 6-point lead, 27-21. Purple Raiders with the ball. 3:55 to go in the first half. Lorich deep on the left wing. Caleb will shoot that three. That's an air ball. That was not even close. Taylor saved it in, but it's going to be Calvin at the other end of the floor. Knights with the pumpkin with a 6-point lead. 3 on the right side. Up, back to the rim. No good by McElwain. Out of bounds. Back to the Purple Raiders. Mount caught a break there.
Whew.
Calvin just.
Thank God for these media timeouts.
And we got one right here. Everybody hold on and take a little breath. 3:38 to go in the first half. It's Calvin 27, Mount Union 21. Purple Raider Hoops continues, presented by SARTA on 1310 WDPN.
SARTA me to shop, work, activities, the park, the doctors, or the grandmas.
SARTA riders count on us to go so many places, enjoy so many things, and visit so many friends and family members. Nearly 1.5 million riders on 27 fixed routes and nearly 100,000 ProLine rides for a total of 4 million miles.
Every ride tells a story, and every rider counts. Where to? SARTAme.com.
Discover something new at Union House and Alliance. Step into our boutique and get screen printing done on the spot, from unisex tees to sweatshirts. Browse our women's boutique clothing and don't miss our hand-poured soy candles and family and pet safe home cleaners, all made in-house. Visit us at 1686 South Union Avenue, right across from Mount Union Ponds. Open Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 5 and Saturday 10 to 3. Stop in and see what's new at Union House.
You're listening to Mount Union Basketball presented by SARTA on AM 1310 WDPN.
3:38 to go in the first half. 12-0 Mount Union, 8-2 Calvin, the number 8 and the number 9 teams in the country. 3:38 to go first half. It's Calvin 28, Mount Union 21. Sam Burke and Ryan Keller back with you from the Mac Center on 1310 WDPN, Q92radiosports.com. Collier on the left wing. Dante out on top to Chase. Chance goes around a Vaden screen. Hooks it out on top. Collier. Dante. 3. Good. Dante Collier. His first triple. He's not had a great shooting day, but he's got great looks, and that one finally went in for him. Calvin now at the other end of the floor. Ball into the corner. That's Winkle. Winkle double teamed on the baseline. Throws it away, but it's picked up in the paint, and a traveling violation on Calvin gives it back to the Purple Raiders.
Yeah, great defense there from Vaden as well, stepping up, forcing the double dribble. He didn't realize that once he caught the ball, he put it down and then immediately picked it up.
Yep, and he was in no man's land. 2:59 to go in the first half. Calvin 27, Mount Union 24. Purple Raiders with the basketball. High-octane hoops here today, let me tell you. Dante Collier into the paint. Goes inside, got bumped. Foul on Overway.
Shooting.
And for Overway, that'll be his first personal foul. Going to give him shots here?
It puts him out into the bonus.
Okay, so 1-on-1 coming up for Dante Collier. 2:44 in the first half. Calvin 27. Mount Union 24 here at the Mack Center. Dante Collier just hit a 3. First free throw is good. At Licking County in Columbus, Dante Collier. 4 points for Dante, trying to hit both free throws here, line left. Second one on the way. It's good. Collier with 5. Raiders getting it together at the free throw line now. 2:40 here in the first half. It's 27-26. Calvin by 1. Knights with the ball. Raiders digging in on defense. Here comes the big fella Overway. Backing on Vaden. Overway right hand. Over to the hook. Short. Rebound picked up by the Raiders. Here comes Kasenizer. Chance at the other end of the floor. Down the lane. Puts it up. No rebound. Picked up by Calvin. Swartz at the other end of the floor. Hands it off to Wrestler. Calvin 27-26. Ball out of bounds. It'll stay with the Knights. 2:13 to go in the first half.
Yeah, good defense from Hamilton coming over and guarding on the right edge over behind the three-point line, able to knock it out of the hand and giving his team an opportunity to regroup on the defensive side of the ball.
This feels like a tournament game today, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Calvin to get the ball in. Over on the right side, Winkle gets it down to Overway. Overway goes in with the right hand, left hand, scoops and scores. That's where you got to keep him out of there. Which they've been doing a good job of, the last 7 or 8 minutes. But that time he got down in the house and flipped it up and in. 29-26. Calvin by 3. Raiders with the ball and $1:53 to go in the first half. Vaden on the baseline. Kicks it back out to Chance, right side Collier. Dante fakes the 3 on the wing. Dante foul line extended to Vaden. Gives it back to Dante. Collier, stutter step. Collier's going to go inside. Back out on top, Hamilton. Kevin with 6 on the shot clock. Hamilton stutter step. Inside, hooks it to Vaden. Sean steps back for the 17-footer. Hit the rim, no. Loose on the floor. Picked up by Calvin. Empty set there for the Raiders. Here come the Knights with 1:25 of the first half. They've got the ball and a 3-point lead. Overway down low against Vaden. Hold on down there, Sean. Overway backing him down, baby. Hook up and good. Overway with 13, having his way in the paint. It's 31-26 now. Calvin by 5 with 1:08 to go in the first half of play. See if the Raiders can get a good shot here and a good defensive stand at the other end. Hamilton weaving in and out of traffic. He's going to go inside, Kevin, into the corner, threw it to the coach of Calvin. Out of bounds, back to the Knights.
Yeah, it's tough for Hamilton, only being 5'7". When you get down inside the paint, he beats his man, but then you've got Overway who's standing there, who's 6'10", and he has to reverse and kick it back out.
Here comes Calvin. 50 seconds to go in the first half. The Knights lead the Purple Raiders 31-26 here at the Mack Center. Almost a turnover, but Calvin holds on to the ball. Winkle down low, Overway again. They'll get a double team him. Now they'll single team him. Kasenizer comes to help, but that didn't matter. As Overway went around everybody and laid it in. He's got 15. And Mike Fuline says, give me a timeout with 33 seconds to go. You don't want to let this thing get away on a quick 8-10-0 run in the final 30 seconds. So Mike goes with the timeout with 33 seconds left, and the Raiders are down 7. But somehow, some way, Ryan, they gotta figure out a way to keep the big man from Calvin from underneath the basket. He is eating them alive right now.
Yeah, that was a great baseline move. He did that quick turn to the baseline and was right underneath the hoop. Mount hasn't scored in the last 2:14, still shooting at 19% from the field, 28% from behind the three-point line. So struggling a little bit here, just shooting. But you have to think that they're not going to continue to shoot this poorly the rest of the game. And if their defense can step up and continue to play the way that they're playing, and Mount can get into a little bit of a run, it's just got to hit shots. That's where it's at right now. You just got to hit shots. Defensively, they're playing well. They're rotating good. Very few turnovers here. Still only 2 turnovers for Mount, 10 for Calvin. So they're doing what they need to other than the ball going into the hoop.
Yeah. And at the end of the day,
that's all that
matters is put the ball in the basket. 32.9 seconds to go in the first half. 33-26, Calvin with a 7-point lead. Mount Union with the basketball. They can use them all here in the final 23 seconds. Love to just get a trip to the free throw line here. Go into the half and be down 5 or less. That would be a good way to finish things up. Kevin Moore pops out on the right wing. Kevin passed on the 3. Shot clock at 2 at 1. Hamilton shot blocked. Oh, we got a whistle and a foul right in front of the Calvin bench. I think they got Jordan Scott. And boy, the Raiders needed to get that, and they did, and they'll go to the free throw line. So Kevin Hamilton's going to shoot 2 line left with 6 seconds to go in the first half. Calvin 33, Mount Union 26. Hamilton, first one is up and good. Kevin with 4 points today. Calvin 33, Mount Union 27. Now, get back on defense now after this free throw. Kevin Hamilton trying to get them both, and he does. Kevin with 5. Calvin 33-28. Here come the Knights with 3 seconds, with 2, with 1. Long 3 in the corner, up no good. Rebound, Kevin Moore. And that's the end of the first half here at the University of Mount Union. We have got a game today. 20 minutes in the books here at the Mack Center. In the score, the number 8 ranked Calvin Knights 33. The number 9 ranked Purple Raiders of Mount Union 28. We'll take a break. The big halftime report is coming up next. Keep it here on 1310 WDPN. Purple Raider basketball presented by SARTA.
SARTA me to shop, work, activities, the park, the doctors, or the grandmas.
SARTA riders count on us to go so many places, enjoy so many things, and visit so many friends and family members. Nearly 1.5 million riders on 27 fixed routes and nearly 100,000 ProLine rides for a total of 4 million miles.
Every ride tells a story, and every rider counts. Where to? SARTAme.com.
Hey, Joe. Good to see you. What brings you out today? What's up, Sam? Need to pick up a few tools. You? Oh, I need new kitchen cabinets and countertops, maybe even a whole new kitchen, but I can't get any help or find what I need in this place. Yeah, Sam. These big hardware stores are great for tools and appliances, but not for kitchens and bathrooms. You need to go to Robertson's for that. Robertson Kitchen and Bath Gallery is a craft-made dealer, and their knowledgeable consultants have the training and expertise to actually help you get what you need without breaking your budget.
Visit Robertson Kitchen and Bath this Thursday evening until 7 at 2155 West Main Street in the Alliance Industrial Park. Robertson Kitchen and Bath, where amazing meets affordable.
From the newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears with this halftime edition of AM 1310 WDPN News. A Canton man is set to appear in court tomorrow following a multiple victim stabbing case. 24-year-old Anil Bautista is scheduled to be arraigned in Canton Municipal Court on 3 counts of felonious assault. He was arrested Monday on a warrant. The charges stem from an alleged stabbing in Canton. According to court records, 3 men suffered serious injuries in the November 2nd incident. Strong winds from an Arctic front swept through Stark County Monday, toppling trees and knocking out power for hundreds of customers. More than 750 First Energy customers in Hartville and Lake Township were left without electricity as gusts neared 50 miles per hour. Outages in Paris Township numbered fewer than 20 by this morning. Officials say a tree fell on a home in the 2000 block of 28th Street Northeast in Plain Township, but no one was hurt. AEP and First Energy reported scattered outages this morning in Columbiana, Portage, and Summit counties. A pedestrian was injured in a hit-skip crash in Canton, and police are searching for the driver. The incident happened around 9:35 Thursday night near Clarendon Avenue and 12th Street Southwest. Investigators say a 56-year-old man was walking through the intersection when he was struck by a southbound vehicle that did not stop. He was treated for minor injuries at Altman Hospital and released the next day. Police are asking anyone with information to contact the hit-skip unit at 330-438-4487. The Highway Patrol is investigating a single vehicle crash that left a missing man dead in Tuscarawas County. It happened Monday morning on State Route 36 near Port Washington. 20-year-old Zachary Williams was reported missing by Newcomerstown police the previous day. Troopers say his pickup went off the road, crossing the center line and hitting several trees. Alcohol is believed to be a factor. Williams was not wearing a seatbelt. Police say a former treasurer of the Columbiana County Kennel Club allegedly stole more than $79,000. 72-year-old Betty Jo Patterson of Majory was charged December 17th with theft and tampering with records following an investigation by Brookfield Township Police. Club members discovered discrepancies in October when bank statements showed only $9,000, despite a Treasury report claiming $100,000. Police say 91 checks made out to cash totaling more than $79,000 were linked to Patterson, 2 cashed at a Brookfield bank. She was removed from office and allegedly offered to repay the funds slowly or through her estate. No arraignment date has been set. A woman was hospitalized after being hit by a private snowplow in Columbiana Monday night. Police say it happened around 6 p.m. in a parking lot near State Routes 14 and 7. The incident is under investigation. The victim's condition is unknown. Columbiana County is welcoming a new municipal court judge. Danielle Menning was sworn in Monday with family and local judges present for the ceremony. Menning, a former assistant county prosecutor, told guests she hopes to lead with humility and integrity. Her children led the Pledge of Allegiance, and the oath was administered by appellate judge Caitlin Dickey. Menning won the election unopposed in November and will officially start her duties Friday. More news after this.
The Q92 Sports Network brings you more high school football and basketball games than anyone else, by far. But did you know that you can go back and listen to our broadcast again? Simply go to the Q92 radio page on SoundCloud. We posted the games we broadcast for everyone to go back and relive. We have playlists filled with our high school football broadcasts from 2016 to this season. So go to SoundCloud now, follow Q92 Radio, and listen. And thank you for listening to all of our sports broadcasts of high school football and basketball on the Q92 Sports Network.
Sebring police were called to an apartment after reports a man was threatening to stab anyone who entered the Alabama Avenue residence. Officers arrested 34-year-old Christopher Blanton of Canton Sunday morning. He allegedly assaulted his girlfriend, choked her, and made threats with a knife while juveniles were inside the apartment. Blanton is scheduled to be arraigned tomorrow in Mahoning County Court in Sebring. He is charged with domestic violence, assault, and 3 counts of aggravated menacing. Slick roads and blowing snow contributed to a crash between a car and a WRTA bus. The collision happened around 7 this morning near Salt Springs Road and Greenwood Street in Youngstown, damaging the front of both vehicles and blocking the roadway. It was one of several weather-related wrecks in the area. Statewide Ohio task forces have been busy this year. Authorities say they seized more than $75 million in illegal drugs, 440 guns, and over $4 million in cash. The Ohio Organized Crime Investigations Commission credits collaboration between local, state, and federal agencies for disrupting traffickers before drugs reach communities. In Mahoning County, officials executed search warrants at 3 homes, recovering 14 kilograms of cocaine, 2 guns, a vehicle with a hidden compartment, and nearly $30,000 in cash. Authorities say this action targeted a local drug trafficking operation. Attorneys for 2 men accused in a Youngstown murder are asking to have charges dismissed ahead of their January 12th trial. The defense for 35-year-old Kenneth Carter and 39-year-old Terry Hopkins claims prosecutors violated speedy trial rules due to delays involving a failed attempt to immunize Hopkins. Both men are accused in the January 24th killing of Rashawn Graham. Prosecutors argue the delays were justified, pointing to agreed-upon trial dates and other legal steps. The judge is expected to rule on the motions before the trial. Police continue to investigate a shooting that occurred Friday morning in Youngstown. A man was found inside a shed on Cabot Street with a gunshot wound to his side. Neighbors told officers they did not see who shot him, and the victim provided several conflicting accounts, including claiming the shooting was an accident while handling a gun. He was alert at the scene and taken to a hospital for treatment. Boardman police caught a 15-year-old driver after a stolen vehicle chase. The teen led officers on a high-speed pursuit down Market Street and nearby roads, reaching about 96 miles per hour Saturday night. The SUV stopped in a yard on West Judson Avenue, where 5 passengers ran from the scene. Police captured the driver after he tripped jumping a fence. He is facing multiple charges, including resisting arrest and unauthorized vehicle use. A pellet gun was also found in the vehicle. City officials in Hudson and Industrial Realty Group are working to redevelop the former Joann Fabrics headquarters and surrounding property. The 1.4 million square foot building is being prepared for lease with white painted spaces and removed equipment to attract businesses. Hudson's proposed District 11 zoning would allow restaurants, housing, and retail amenities, helping employees in the area access lunch and services without leaving the corridor. The Akron Beacon Journal reports city officials plan to update the proposal January 12th, with public hearings to follow before final approval. The Highway Patrol is investigating a fatal single-vehicle crash in Medina County. Troopers say a pickup left the roadway on Ledge Road in Granger Township Monday afternoon, struck a guardrail, and overturned into an embankment. The driver, 57-year-old Ricardo Rivera of Cleveland, was pronounced dead at the scene. A 42-year-old woman who was a passenger was taken to Metro Health in Cleveland. We'll return you courtside for the second half of today's game, right after the forecast from 3 News meteorologist Mark Johnson. For AM 1310 WDPN News, I'm Jeff Mears.
Cloudy skies for the most part through your Tuesday afternoon, staying cold and blustery. Our high 27 degrees. Overnight an Alberta Clipper moves in. That's 1 to 2 inches of new snow, a low near 20. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Send your loved ones to a place that cares and a place that they can trust. They'll find a place that feels like home at Canterbury Villa in Alliance. They will provide the highest level of care to their residents when it comes to skilled nursing, rehabilitation, long-term care, and Alzheimer's care. At Canterbury Villa, your loved ones become family. Located on Freshley Avenue, schedule a free visit today by calling 330-821-4000 and ask for Samantha Nutter. At Canterbury Villa, they walk the talk.
Discover something new at Union House in Alliance. Step into our boutique and get screen printing done on the spot, from unisex tees to sweatshirts. Browse our women's boutique clothing and don't miss our hand-poured soy candles and family and pet-safe home cleaners, all made in-house. Visit us at 1686 South Union Avenue, right across from Mount Union Ponds. Open Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 5 and Saturday 10 to 3. Stop in and see what's new at Union House.
Sarda Me to shop, work, activities, the park, the doctors, or the grandmas.
SARTA riders count on us to go so many places, enjoy so many things, and visit so many friends and family members. Nearly 1.5 million riders on 27 fixed routes and nearly 100,000 ProLine rides for a total of 4 million miles.
Every ride tells a story, and every rider counts. Where to? SardaMe.com.
You're listening to Mount Union Basketball presented by SARTA on AM 1310 WDPN.
Hey, welcome back to the Mack Center at the University of Mount Union. Ryan Keller and Sam Berkman with you. Halftime, Calvin 33, Mount Union 28. Let's get to some first half stats for you. We'll start with Calvin. Parker Schwartz with 8. Jalen Overway leading all scorers with 15. Wrestler with 3. Scott with 3. Ruckard with 2, and Ewing with 2. Calvin shot 52% from the floor, 40% from the three-point line. They were 4 of 10, and 3 for 3 from the free throw line. 10 turnovers committed by Calvin in that first half. They are out-rebounding Mount Union. They have 23 total rebounds, only one offensively. One offensively, though, 22 defensive rebounds for Calvin. 2 blocks for Calvin as well, one by Overway and one by Wrestler. Mount Union, Kevin Moore with 5, Farrington with 1, Kasenheiser with 5, Hamilton with 5, Collier with 5, Dunbar with 6, and Cam Weekly with 1. 13 rebounds for the Purple Raiders in that first half. 2 turnovers from Mount Union, 6 steals and 3 blocks. They shot very poorly in the first half. 6 of 31 for 19.4%. They also shot 5 of 18 from behind the three-point line for 27.8%, and 11 of 13 from the free throw line, shooting 84.6%. Points from turnovers, Calvin 5, Mount Union 9. Points in the paint, Calvin 16, Mount Union 2. Second chance points, 0 for Calvin, 3 for Mount Union. Fast breaks, 0 for Calvin, 4 for Mount Union. And points off the bench, 4 for Calvin and 12 for the Purple Raiders. Biggest lead of the game, Calvin was up by 11. Their biggest scoring run is 9. Mount Union's biggest scoring run is 10. They have not led yet in this ball game, and they are currently trailing by 5. By a score of 33-28. Let's see what other really jumps out of here for you. I think Sean Vaden has played very, very well. He hasn't scored any points, but he's got 2 blocks, and he's been down there battling out with Jalen Overway. Like I said, Overway has 15, but he is 6'10", 250 pounds. He's a big boy. He's a quick boy, and he's able to work down low, but I think Mount Union, despite shooting, if you would tell me that, yeah, we're going to shoot under 20%, but at halftime we're only going to be down by 5, I think that's something that I would take there. So let's see. What else do we got? Steals, Mount Union with 6 steals. And again, only 2 turnovers for Mount Union compared to 10 for Calvin. So defensively, that is what has kept Mount in the ball game. Has been their defensive play in the first half that has been a point of interest all season long for them, and it's really coming in to show today. I saw something else that jumped out at me. Kevin Hamilton played 17 minutes and 58 seconds, almost 18 minutes in that first half. He has seen more playing time than anybody on the court. So there we go. Those are our first half stats. We're about a minute away from a second half action here at the Mack Center. Fans starting to make their way back into the seat as we get ready for second half action. Calvin 33, Mount Union 28.
All right, Mr. Keller, thank you. Great job at halftime as always. Also want to shout out Ryan Rainsberg back in the 1310 WDPN studios, getting his hours in today. Always does a great job. 33-28, Mount Union trailing Calvin. The Purple Raiders have never started a season 13-0. They've got that opportunity in front of them today. Calvin comes in 8-2. The Knights, the number 8 team in the country. Mount Union, number 9. Of course, we haven't had the rankings updated
since the 14th.
So,
yeah.
I wonder if they came out today when the game started, which would be kind of a curveball from.
I looked. I actually still have it up. I looked earlier.
Still sitting the same.
They haven't. I guess they take the whole month of December off for break because schedules are kind of weird, and a lot of teams are taking their own breaks off, so they don't want to put out a ranking when not everybody is currently in action. So that's why I think they hold off a little bit.
Well, we'll go with what we've got. Number 8 team and the number 9 team. And I'll tell you what, this has been all we thought it would be. And the Purple Raiders, despite shooting 19% from the floor in the first half, are only down 5 to Calvin. Raiders in the home whites today. Calvin in the traveling maroon and gold, or the burgundy, if you want to call it, or the
kind of Cavs
the wine-colored jersey. Purple Raiders and the Knights getting ready to roll. Most of the crowd is back into the building, and we're underway here in the second half on 1310 WDPN. Inside shot, no good by Scott. Deflected. Here come the Raiders on a run out. It's Kevin Moore. Kevin going to go line, lane, spin, shoot, scores. Kevin Moore. Good way to start the half for the Raiders, and Kevin Moore in transition with 7. Mount Union back to within 3, 33-30. Just underway here in the second half. Winkle's got it down low, put it off the glass, scored, and he's fouled. Winkle with his first 2 of the game, looking for 3 at the line.
What'd I tell you at halftime?
Just like last night, he kind of just put everybody to sleep in the first half, and then the second half he comes out gangbusters, and his first time he touches it, he goes right to the rack and lays it in. Winkle trying to complete the conventional 3-point play. 35-30 Calvin. Free throw is on the way. It's good.
Yeah, I think Mount Union, if they are able to get running and get in transition and not give Overway an opportunity to get into the paint, it's going to give them a chance to get more buckets from underneath the basket.
Purple Raiders going left to right here in the second half of play as we sit courtside at the Mack Center. Farrington had to sit out most of the first half with 2 fouls. Elijah goes inside, turns, shoots, no, and a late whistle and a foul. And I think it's going to be on Overway. No.
Yeah. That's 2 on him.
So Elijah, we told you, had to sit early with 2 fouls. Only had a point in the first half. Right away, they go to him here. First set down. And he gets 2 free throws out of it. Line right. Raiders are down 6, 19-13 left to go in the game.
I'd go back right to Elijah underneath and try to get Overway with that 3rd foul.
Farrington, first free throw is no good. It remains 36-30. Elijah trying to split the pair and get the Raiders within 5 here early in the second half at the Mack Center. Lets it fly. Missed it off the front of the rim. It's still 36-30 Calvin. 19:06 to go in the game. On the right side of the floor, that is Ressler. Now Scott with it. Scott working on Farrington on the purple logo to the left side of the floor. Winkle's got it. Throws it down to Overway. Overway backing his man down. Overway backing Lorich down. Muscles his way in. Hooks it up on the rim and in. 17 for Overway. I don't know what else you do down there.
I don't either.
38-30. Calvin has bumped it back to an 8-point lead. 18:36 to go in the game. Lorich, right side, left wing to Kevin. Kevin Moore steps back, shoots the 3, hit the rim, no. And Lorich got a loose ball foul. And for Caleb, that will be his first. 18:29 left to go. Calvin's got it back to an 8-point lead now, 38-30. As the Raiders, like the first half, continue to struggle shooting the basketball against this ultra-athletic Calvin team. Overway, offensive foul. Now they're going to maybe look at it and see if that was a flagrant foul on Winkle, as the officials have already made the circling motion to take a look. So now they'll step away, and they will decide if they want to take a look. It stops the clock with 18:19 to go in the second half. Calvin 38, Mount Union 30. Knights had the ball in an offensive set down to our left, and an offensive foul was called, and now they're looking to see if it was a flagrant on Trevin Winkle, the junior out of McBain, Michigan, for Calvin. Happened so fast, I don't really have an opinion on it, especially since I can't see the replay. So I'll just let them figure that out. So the Purple Raiders are circled up around Mike Feuline to our right. Calvin Knights around their coach down to the left, Bill Saul. This is day 2 of the M Club Holiday Classic yesterday. Mount beat Mount Aloysius, and Calvin beat Wilmington earlier today. Wilmington beat Mount Aloysius, and here it's game 2 between the Knights and the Purple Raiders. Let's see what we got over there now as officials go back to talk about it almost at the midcourt logo. 18:19 to go in the game. Calvin 38, Mount Union 30. Sam Berkman, Ryan Keller, good to be with you on 1310 WDPN. Q92radiosports.com. But don't forget, you can listen to us on all of your social media platforms. Interested to see what they come up with here. Okay, they are not going to call it a flagrant, it looks like. They're going to stay with the offensive foul. So it will remain 38-30 Calvin, but not a flagrant. So just a common foul is going to be called on the Knights. And boy, the Mount Union defensive staff, their coaching staff is...
They're calling it on Hamilton now. They're
What?
changing the foul, and they're calling a foul on Kevin Hamilton.
What did he do?
Took an elbow to the face. Wow.
Now they called on Kevin Moore.
Oh, Kevin Moore, I meant. I'm sorry. Number 2.
What was he going to say?
Too many Kevins. I'm sorry.
Kevin Hamilton was
Yeah.
nowhere near.
I'm sorry. That was on me. Yeah, they
But
called it
they
on.
did change it, a foul on Mount, after maybe getting a flagrant on Calvin. Maybe that'll fire us up. And they go right down to Overway. Bouncing his way in, and a tie-up. Possession arrow will give it to Mount Union. That's the silver lining there. We'll take it. 18:15 left to go in this one. Calvin 38, Mount Union 30 at the Mack Center. The number 8, number 9 teams in the country in a heavyweight battle here today. Kevin Moore on the wing down to Farrington. Elijah spins right around his man, goes inside, put it up and put it in, and he's fouled. Elijah Farrington. And a fist bump. He's got 3. He'll look for 4 at the line. That got the Raider bench up.
I was hoping they would have given it to Overway. They gave it to number 2 instead.
So Schwartz will pick up the foul. That's his second. Now we got to hit our freebies. Elijah line right, trying to complete the three-point play, and he does as it rolled all over the rim and fell in. Elijah Farrington's got 4. Turnover almost. Nope, Calvin keeps the ball alive. Out on top to Overway. Let him stay out there all day. Overway foul line extended. Ball goes into the corner for Scott. Now they swing it around the arc. 8 on the shot clock. Overway steps back for a 17-footer. Nope. Loose. Picked up. Raiders. Here comes Mount Union left to right. Kasenheiser on the baseline. Backs it out. 17-footer. Good! Chance Kasenheiser with the lucky number 7. Raiders on a little run now. It's 38-35 Calvin. 17-19 to go in the game. Long 3. Top of the key. It's up and good. Jordan Scott hit a wide open three.
I don't know if you saw Farrington was working through a screen. He got just blatantly pushed.
Hamilton goes inside, stop and pop from 15, back to the rim. Nope, Lorich got the rebound. Caleb kicks it over to Chance. Fakes right, goes left. Hamilton rips at three. Back of the rim, too strong. Loose on the floor, gobbled up by Wrestler. Here come the Calvin Knights right to left. They lead with 41-35 with 16:50 to go. Long three, right wing in and out. No, Overway got the rebound, put it up. No, rebound picked up by Lorich. Holy cow, how did that ball not go in?
Yeah, rolled around and rolled around and finally popped out.
Raiders cut a break from the rim gods. 16:35 left to go in the game. Purple Raiders down 41-35. Mount's got the ball. Farrington on the baseline, backing down Schwartz. Out on top, Moore. Kevin left of the key. Kevin baseline, threw it away. Official kind of got in the way there. Two players went down. Ball will stay with Mount Union. 16:22 to left to go in the contest. Calvin 41, Mount Union 35. 3 fouls on the Raiders, 2 on the Knights. Each team with 3 timeouts left. Possession arrow would give it to Calvin. They're going to throw that in the backcourt, picked up by Hamilton, and he'll bring it across. 5 on the shot clock. Kevin Lane goes inside, hooks it to Lorich, put it up, blocked from behind. Good defense by Calvin. Knights on a run out at the other end of the floor. Schwartz on the three-point line. Gets it out on top. 3 by Wrestler is good. Wrestler from downtown with 6. And it was 16:05 left to go in the game. There is a timeout on the floor. It's Calvin 44. Mount Union 35. The Raiders will take a 30 and will turn it into a full. So we'll take a break. 1310 WDPN, Q92 Radio Sports.com. Mount Union Purple Raider basketball presented by Sarda. We'll be back.
Sarda me to shop, work, activities, the park, the doctors, or the grandmas.
Sarda riders count on us to go so many places, enjoy so many things, and visit so many friends and family members. Nearly 1.5 million riders on 27 fixed routes and nearly 100,000 Pro-Line rides for a total of 4 million miles.
Every ride tells a story, and every rider counts. Where to? SardaMe.com.
You're listening to Mount Union Basketball presented by Sarda on AM 1310 WDPN.
Well, time to dig out of a hole again. 16:05 left to go in the game. It's Calvin University 44, Mount Union 35. Sam Burke and Ryan Keller with you on WDPN. 16:05 left to go in the game. Mount Union 12-0. Number 9 in the country. Calvin 8-2. Number 8 in the country. In a tournament-like feel to it here today in Alliance, Ohio. See if the Raiders can get a little run here and get the Mac Center up and hopping a little bit. 15:59 left to go in the game. Farrington, it goes around a screen to Kasenheiser. Chance goes around a screen. Stops, 16-footer. Good. Chance Kasenheiser with a big basket on the right elbow. He's got 9. 15:45 left. Calvin 44, Mount Union 37. Knights with the ball. Wrestler. Open 3 for Schwartz. Missed it. Out of bounds off of Farrington. It'll stay with Calvin. And now we will get the media timeout. I would have swore he was.
He did. I watched him do it.
Right? I didn't think I was going crazy. So now we'll go with the full media timeout here. 15:36 left to go in the game. It's Calvin 44. Mount Union 37. Purple Raider basketball continues. Presented by Sarda on 1310 WDPN.
Sarda me to shop, work, activities, the park, the doctors, or the grandmas.
Sarda riders count on us to go so many places, enjoy so many things, and visit so many friends and family members. Nearly 1.5 million riders on 27 fixed routes and nearly 100,000 Pro-Line rides for a total of 4 million miles.
Every ride tells a story, and every rider counts. Where to? SardaMe.com.
Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
You're listening to Mount Union Basketball presented by SARTA on AM 1310 WDPN.
Wrestler throws the ball in for Calvin. Just beat the 5-second clock. Gets it way out on top to McElwain. Calvin with the ball and a 7-point lead. Overway working on Vaden. Overway gets it way out on top into the paint. Shot clock is at 6. Overway throws it on the right side. Stepped out of bounds. Did Schwartz, and the ball goes back to Mount Union. Another Calvin turnover. We got to take advantage of these now. Purple Raiders on today. 6 of 31 from the floor for 19%. And they're only down 7. Got to turn around here at some point, doesn't it? Inside is Elijah. Out on top, Vaden fakes the 3. Vaden gets it on to Elijah down on the block. Farrington, that's right, doggone right. That's a foul on Schwartz. That will be his 3rd personal foul. 3rd team, 15:03 left to go in the game. 44-37, Calvin. Purple Raiders to throw it in. Here comes Winkle back into the game. Schwartz will sit down. Scott is in. And Wrestler will sit down. All right, Purple Raiders get the ball inbounds. Kaysenheiser on the right wing goes around a screen. Chance foul line, steps back, 18-footer, in and out, no good. Rebound picked up by Overway. 14:50 left to go. Raiders at the defensive end now, down 7, 44-37. Jared Taylor set to come in for the Raiders at the next stoppage in play. Winkle at the top of the key foul line. Winkle cut off, stolen by Chance Kaysenheiser. Chance going to try to go coast to coast inside, put it up and in, and he's fouled. Pretty play by the former Blue Streak, Chance Kaysenheiser.
They needed someone to step up, try to get back into the offense, get some momentum back in here. And Chance did a great job with the steal, led the transition. He knew he was going to take contact and was able to drop it in and get the and one.
Maybe he's going to be the second half spark plug. He did it early last night. Maybe he'll do it late today. Kaysenheiser with 11. Purple Raiders a free throw away from getting it back to within 4. It's on the way. It's good. Chance with a dozen. 14:34 left to go in the game. Calvin 44. Mount Union 40 at the Mac Center. Buckle up, everybody. Going to be a fun 14-plus minutes here. Knights with the basketball. Scott had it, fumbled it, and then the Raiders threw it away at the other end of the floor. So turnover each way. Calvin with the ball. Just getting back across the timeline is Overway on the right wing behind the three-point arc. 14:07 left to go. Knights with the ball in a lead. Ball goes into the corner. That's McElwain. Lobs it down to Overway. Foul on Sean Vaden. For Sean Vaden, his second. That'll be the 4th team foul. 14:01 left to go in the game. Purple Raiders down 44-40. Calvin to throw it in. 20 on the shot clock. Looking to get it in, They finally do. McElwain shoots it in the corner. Air ball right into the hands of Jared Taylor. Here comes Kaysenheiser. Chance at the other end of the floor. Lost the ball when it went out of bounds off of Calvin. It'll stay with the Raiders with 13:52 to go in the game. Every possession is like 44-40. Calvin with a 4-point lead, but the Raiders with a chance to cut it. Vaden in the corner for Hamilton. Hamilton almost lost it. Shoots a 3 in the corner and hit it. Wow. I don't know how or who or why, but I'll take it. Hamilton with 8, and it's 44-43. Calvin. Raiders are back to within 1 here in the game with 13:35 left. Overway on the screen at the top of the key. Backdoor pass out of bounds, and they throw it away. Back to the Purple Raiders. Now does Calvin want a timeout? They're thinking about it. And Coach Saul says nope. We'll keep on playing. 13:29 left to go in the game. Calvin 44, Mount Union 43. Purple Raiders with a chance to take the lead here at home. Kaysenheiser around a Vaden screen. Chance into the paint, down the lane, hooks it up, and in! And the Raiders have taken the lead. It's a 14-point game for Kaysenheiser.
First lead of the ball game for the Purple Raiders with 13 left.
45-44 Mount Union. Pass down to Overway. Back it in. Overway a double pump, a triple pump. Put it up. No. And a foul. And I think they're going to get Vaden. And for Sean, that's his third personal foul. And here comes Caleb Lorich into the game for the Raiders. They're gonna have to use all the fouls up today. Yep. And now Overway is going to go to the free throw line. He's got 17 points on the day. Calvin trailing for the first time, 45-44, and it's still 45-44 as Overway missed the free throw.
I guess if he's struggling from the line, it's not a terrible thing to foul him.
Right.
Make him earn them all.
Vaden out, Moore out. Lorich in. Taylor and Overway free throw. Missed them both. Rebound picked up by Taylor. Here come the Purple Raiders with a chance to move this lead out a little bit. 45-44 Mount. 12:48 to go in this college game. Chance Kasenizer right of the wing. Chance behind the three-point line goes into the paint. Down the lane, up and under pass for Lorich. Ball got fumbled away. 8 on the shot clock. Hamilton top of the key. Kevin yo-yos with the ball, goes down the paint, leans inside, put it up, no good, but they drew the foul. With 12:33 left to go, and the Calvin foul is going to be on Wrestler.
I think because he is so short that he's able to get into the body of the defenders when he goes to shoot, and he draws the foul. So in some cases it's a disadvantage, but in cases like this, it's a huge advantage.
A little creativity. Kevin Hamilton, line right for the Purple Raiders. Kevin's got 8 points today. Free throw up good. And Hamilton has given Mount their first 2-point lead of the afternoon, 46-44 Raiders. 12:33 left to go in the game. Each team with 5 fouls. 3 timeouts left for Calvin, 2 for the Raiders. Hamilton got them both.
6 for 6 from the line for Hamilton.
He is smooth at the free throw line. He's got 10. 47-44 Purple Raiders. Hamilton will take a well-deserved seat. And Instant Energy Jack Dunbar has checked in for Mount Union. Boy, what a win this would be for Mount Union today. But a long way to go and a big fight to ensue. Calvin with the ball. They're down 3. Overway goes inside, hooks it up on the rim. Couldn't get that one to go, and it's rebounded by Kasenizer. Here come the Raiders. Chance across the timeline. Chance into the paint. Chance down the lane. Steps back to Lorich. Caleb will shoot the 3. Backed it off the rim. No good. Didn't shoot it with confidence.
He hesitated a little bit.
You can tell he hesitated just a little, and Calvin's got the ball with 12:02 to go. And a whistle and a foul at the other end of the floor on Caleb Lorich. That's number 2. Mount Union 47, Calvin 44. Sam Berkman, Ryan Keller, 1310 WDPN, Q92radiosports.com at the Mac Center. Been a good one today. We thought it would be. Knights to inbound the ball. Wrestler throws it all the way in the backcourt, but that's allowable. Calvin will bring it on the other side of the floor now. 11:55 left. Knights with the ball. They're down 3. Raiders digging in on defense. On the right side of the floor, Ewing. Ewing backing down. That's going to be a 3-second violation. The ball goes back. He turned it over back to Mount Union.
He carried it.
And
he was backing in and carried that bad boy.
And with that, a timeout on the floor. We can all catch our breath. 11:48 left to go in this baby. Mount Union 47, Calvin 44. Purple Raider Hoops presented by Sarda continues after the break on 1310 WDPN.
Sarda me to shop, work, activities, the park, the doctors, or the grandmas.
Sarda riders count on us to go so many places, enjoy so many things, and visit so many friends and family members. Nearly 1.5 million riders on 27 fixed routes and nearly 100,000 ProLine rides for a total of 4 million miles.
Every ride tells a story, and every rider counts. Where to? SardaMe.com.
You're listening to Mount Union Basketball presented by Sarda on AM 1310 WDPN.
Back at the Mac Center, it's day 2 of the M Club Holiday Classic, and boy, what a beauty today. 11:48 left to go in the basketball game. It's Mount Union 47, Calvin 44. Mount Union 12-0. Calvin 8-2, the number 8 and number 9 teams in the country in a heavyweight slugfest today. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on WDPN, Q92radiosports.com, all of our social media platforms, including the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. Purple Raiders in the home whites today. Calvin in the traveling maroon. Here we go.
Mount is on a 12-0 run over the last 4:05. Calvin has had 5 turnovers in the last 4:17 and haven't scored in the last 4:17.
Purple Raiders 15 of 19 from the free throw line. Calvin 4 of 6. Taylor hands it off to Dunbar. They'll run that 3-man weave at the top of the key. Now Kaisenheiser battling. That's got to be a foul, and it is. That's going to be on Scott. And on Scott, that's number 3. That was a legit foul right there.
Yep.
So here's the interesting part. Both teams have 6 fouls already.
Yeah.
Next one on each side, it's the 1-1, and we still have 11:39 left to go in the game. Well, you hate to see games come down to the free throw line, but is what it is. Kaisenheiser to throw it in for Mount. Looking, gets it into Taylor. Jarrett deep in the corner to Lorich. Caleb backing his man down. Caleb going to work, into paint, turns with a left hand and scores. Pretty move by Caleb Lorich. And for the big man, his first 2 points of the afternoon, and the Raiders have shoved it to a 5-point lead. 49-44 with 11:18 left to go in the game. Ewing comes to a stop at the top of the three-point line. Looks, finally gets it off to Winkle. 13 on the shot clock. Winkle against Collier. Winkle gets it out on top. That's Rucard. Rucard was 6 on the shot clock. Rucard goes around Taylor, and Jarrett blocked his shot off the glass. Here comes the Purple Raiders now, left to right. Kaisenheiser from 17. Good. Wow. Chance.
This
with
team.
16. Holy cow. Calvin is down 7, and the Knights want a timeout. And listen to the crowd at the Mac Center. $10:49 left to go in the game. It is Mount Union 51, Calvin 44. This is a 30-second timeout, but Brian Keller, how things have quickly changed here for the good for the guys in purple.
And it is 100% defensively. Mount Union's defense has turned this game up in the second half and has done an incredible job. Calvin hasn't scored in the last 5:15. Mount's 5 of their last 6. Mount is on a 16-0 run over the last 5:03.
Wow.
I want to scream and yell for DJ Relly-Rell.
10:49 left to go. Mount Union 51, Calvin 44. Overway has checked back in.
I bet they go right to him.
They're going to have to, because our guys are starting to pile up some fouls at the defensive end of the floor. Calvin with the ball. Coming across the timeline is Wrestler. Over to Overway. He's about 17 feet away. He won't hurt you out there. Now he's backing his man down. Overway looking to hand the ball off. Can't find anybody. Finally gets it to Wrestler. Back to Overway. Ooh, he almost went down on that right leg. Overway on the baseline. Cut off. Gets it out to Rucard on the left wing. 4 on the shot clock. They got to shoot a 3. Wrestler does. Missed it, but he got his own rebound. Got to get those rebounds. Wrestler on the left wing. Being hounded by Taylor. Wrestler fumbles it over on the right side. Picked up by Rucard. 10 on the shot clock. Rucard throws the ball into the corner to Schwartz. Back to Rucard. Rucard in the paint. 4 on the shot clock. Overway's got to shoot. That's way off. Rebound. Collier. Let him shoot out there all day long. 9:59 left to go in the game. Mount Union 51, Calvin 44. Chance Kaisenheiser on the purple M logo at midcourt. 7-point lead Raiders. Collier coming off the screen. Dante top of the key. Dante going to go into the paint. Dante into the paint. Throws up the 4-footer. Never got there. May have got hit on the wrist. No call. At the other end of the floor, here comes Rucard for Calvin. And a foul.
It's on Chance.
So Kaisenheiser will pick up the foul. That's his first. 9:37 left to go in the game. Mount Union 51, Calvin 44. So with that free throw, that puts Calvin in the 1-1. And that will put Zion Rucard out of Aurora, Colorado, shooting 2 line left. Or the fronter one, he missed the front end, and a rebound picked off by jumping Jack Taylor. Jared Taylor with it, hands it off to Hamilton. Here come the Purple Raiders with 9:30 left to go. Hamilton on the left wing. Hamilton dumps it to Lorich. Caleb now going down on Overway. Caleb backing his man down, backing him down. Baby hook is up and good. Caleb Lorich with 4. 53-44 Raiders. 9:10 left to go in the game. Winkle fakes the 3, now goes down low inside, and an easy shot. Missed it off the rim, no good. Rucard blew the bunny. Rebound, Purple Raiders. Hamilton at the other end of the floor for Mount. Kevin into the side of the paint, lost the ball, gets it back. 8:55 to go in the game. Purple Raiders with the lead, 53-44. Dunbar's got it as they run the weave out to Hamilton. 8 on the shot clock. Kevin, little stutter step, foul. Calvin, it's on Luca Ressler.
We're shooting now. That puts them into the bonus.
And we got the perfect guy at the free throw line. 8:42 left to go. 53-44 Mount Union. They've got a 9-point lead. They trailed by as many as 11 in the first half today. They trailed at the break 33-28, but they are on some kind of run here in the second half. Hamilton free throw is nothing but the bottom of the net.
They are on a 19-0 run over the last 7 minutes and 11 seconds.
That's how you win games. Kevin Hamilton trying to pick up his 12th point of the afternoon, and he is silky smooth and thrown. 8:40 left to go. Raiders by 11. 55-44 at the Mac Center. Trying to extend that 12-0 record. Left side is Scott working on Moore. Scott foul line. Scott backing Kevin down in the paint, down there all day. Turn, shoots, traveling violation, gives it back to Mount Union. The defense has been stellar for the Purple Raiders today.
Wow. Their defense has been unlike anything I've seen Mount Union play, and they needed it. They absolutely needed it to get back into this ballgame.
8:15 left to go. Raiders looking to add to the lead. Kevin Moore coming off a screen. Kevin, 17-footer. That did not look good when he let it go. Rebound picked off by Calvin. 8:07 left to go in the game. Knights with the ball. Ressler out on top to Overway. Now they give it to Swartz. Swartz back to Overway. He's going to shoot a long 3. You'll live with that. He hit it. You'll live with it. He's got 20. But that does get Calvin back to within 8 with 7:45 left to go in the game. Purple Raiders 55, the Knights 47 here on 1310 WDPN. Kevin Hamilton looks up at the shot clock. He sees 15. Kevin gets a Caleb screen. Caleb sets the screen for Hamilton, goes all the way down underneath the basket. Shot clock down to 8. No idea who shot that.
It was Hamilton. He circled all the way around and took a jumper from just in front of the free throw line.
I was quadruple blocked over here. But the little man from St. Vincent St. Mary gives the Raiders a 10-point lead, 57-47. Calvin now at the other end of the floor. Ressler throws it down to Overway. Overway double-teamed. Into the corner, Scott from 17, up and good. They worked it beautifully. Scott with a little 15-footer on the baseline. He's got 8. Mount Union now needs to cherish every possession here down the stretch with 7 minutes left to go.
Yeah, slow it down. This is a perfect time to slow the game down and eat up the shot clock in the game clock.
Purple Raiders 57, Calvin 49, whistle. Offensive foul on Caleb Norwich, and it's an offensive foul. And that will bring us to another timeout on the floor. 6:46 left to go in this basketball game. Mount Union 57, Calvin 49. You're listening to Purple Raider basketball on 1310 WDPN, presented by Sarda.
Sarda Me to shop, work, activities, the park, the doctors, or the grandmas.
SARTA riders count on us to go so many places, enjoy so many things, and visit so many friends and family members. Nearly 1.5 million riders on 27 fixed routes and nearly 100,000 ProLine rides for a total of 4 million miles.
Every ride tells a story, and every rider counts. Where to? SartaMe.com.
You're listening to Mount Union Basketball presented by SARTA on AM 1310 WDPN.
We're back here at Mount Union, the Mack Center. What a battle of heavyweights today. The number 8 team, the number 9 team of the country, Division III, Mount Union, leading Calvin 57-49. We still got 6:46 to go in the game. So a lot of basketball to be played here.
Last 9:07, Mounts on a 22-5 run.
Calvin with the ball. Scott on the left wing, guarded by Kasenheiser, down to 6:38 to go. Scott, great defense by Chase. Scott's going to go all the way down low. Ball went out of bounds off of Scott, and it's going to go back to Mount Union. And the Purple Raider defense continues to suffocate this Calvin offense.
Yeah, it was a great job from Farrington. They got down underneath. Farrington came to help and was just able to knock it out of the hands and off the knee of the player from Calvin, out of bounds to Mount Union.
Mount Union now shooting 34% from the floor for the game. Calvin at 46%. Lorich at the top of the key. Chance right wing. 3. It's good! And it was a bomber way up in the ceiling. Dropped it through. He's got 19 on the day. 60-49, Purple Raiders. Foul inside on Caleb Lorich. That's number 4 on the big man. So you're going to have to bring Sean Vaden back in. He's got 3 fouls. I don't know who else we got down there. Big body.
And then you've got
Collier, maybe. You
got Overway going to the line, though, to shoot 2. So, to shoot the 1-and-1.
Yep. 6:07 left to go. Mount Union 60, Calvin 49. Purple Raiders.
When you have him shooting, it takes him out of the rebounding position underneath.
Overway, line left, front end. Nope. Rebound. Calvin got the loose ball. Wow. 6 minutes to go in the game. Overway has it right down on the block. He turns inside, threw it away, but Calvin got it back. 8 on the shot clock. They throw it down to Overway. Overway backing in. Through the foul.
Oh, that's good. They called that on Hamilton.
They got on Hamilton.
Yep. Hamilton's coming down to help. So whenever they get down there, Overway drops the ball down here, and that's right
all of a sudden he makes himself a 6-foot player.
Yeah, that's right at Hamilton's eye level.
Purple Raider crowd trying to make some noise as Overway goes back to the free throw line for 2. First one up. So Overway with 20 points on the afternoon, but struggling a little bit at the free throw line today. Mount Union 60, Calvin 49 with 5:49 left to go in the game. Overway line left, second free throw. Doggone if they didn't get the rebound again. So now Calvin will reset with the basketball for the 3rd time, this time down the floor. 9 on the shot clock, 5:36 on the game clock. Purple Raiders up by 11. Wrestler's got it. He'll step back, shoot a 3, and hit it. Kevin Moore was right in his face.
That's a tough shot. Great defense from Moore. That's just a great shot.
Wrestler with 3 triples. He's got 9 points on the afternoon. 5:18 left to go in this one. Mount Union 60, Calvin 52 at the Mack Center. Kasenheiser on the wing. Shoots the 17-footer. Air ball. Out of bounds. Off of Farrington and back to Calvin. 5:08 left to go. Here comes Jordan Scott back in for the Knights, and Rucard will sit down for Calvin.
Also, Overway 0 for 5 from the free throw line for Calvin.
Calvin trying to get the ball in and stolen by Farrington in the corner. How about the defense by Mount Union? I'll tell you what, man. You give an award today, it's a team MVP for the defense. 4:55 left to go. They lob it down to Farrington. Elijah about 12 feet away on the block. Backing his man down. Elijah goes into paint. Whistle. Foul. Calvin. That one's going to be on Wrestler. That's his 4th personal foul And the Purple Raiders in the 1-1 line right with Elijah Farrington at the charity stripe, and the Raiders looking to add to their 8-point lead.
Yeah, Farrington 2 for 5 from the line today, so let's see if he can improve on that a little bit, shooting around 72% for the year.
This is going to be a war of attrition down the stretch. Elijah, front end, lets it go.
Got it.
That was a noisy one.
That's the most in and out basketball I've ever seen.
Elijah Farrington with 5 today, but he's done the little things again for this Mount Union basketball team. Farrington looking to hit them both. He does. Elijah with 6. 4:48 left to go. Mount Union 62, Calvin 52. All right, Moore, Hamilton, Farrington, Kasenheiser, and Vaden on the floor for Coach Mike Fuline's Mount Union Purple Raiders. 4:43 left to go in the game. Calvin with the basketball. Mount Union up by 10. Overway way out on top. Wrestler shoots a 3. Got it. He's got 4 triples today. Luca Wrestler out of Caledonia, Michigan. 12 points. And the Mount Union lead has been whacked down to 7. 62-55 Raiders. 4:17 left to go in the game. Kasenheiser on the left wing. High post to Vaden. Sean down low, threw it away, but thankfully it went out of bounds off of Calvin. 9 on the shot clock. 4:11 in the game. Mount Union 62, Calvin 55. Kevin Moore will throw it in right in front of the Purple Raider bench. Gets it out on top to Hamilton. Shot clock is at 6. Kevin gets a screen. Kevin into the paint. Kevin down the lane. Step back. Fader gone. Kevin Hamilton with 16. We've needed them all. 64-55 Raiders with 3:57 left to go. Wrestler out on top. Get somebody on him. Overway down on the block. Overway throws it back to Scott on the right wing. Scott, Wrestler. They throw it around the arc. Overway against Vaden. Overway backing him down. 10 on the shot clock. Spins, goes to the hoop, put it up, foul. Who's this one going to be on? It's going to be on Elijah Farrington. That'll be his 3rd, and with that, we'll take our final media timeout of the afternoon. Buckle up. Maybe go get a quick snack. 3:40 left to go in this one. It's Mount Union 64, Calvin 55. Purple Raider Hoops continues. Presented by SARTA on AM 1310 WDPN.
SARTA me to shop, work, activities, the park, the doctors, or the grandmas.
SARTA riders count on us to go so many places, enjoy so many things, and visit so many friends and family members. Nearly 1.5 million riders on 27 fixed routes and nearly 100,000 ProLine rides for a total of 4 million miles.
Every ride tells a story, and every rider counts. Where to? SARTAme.com.
You're listening to Mount Union Basketball presented by SARTA on AM 1310 WDPN.
Sam Berkman, Ryan Keller back here at the Mack Center, 1310 WDPN. 3:40 left to go in this one. It has been a battle royal, and I mean it in every sense of the word. Purple Raiders 64, the Knights 55. Mount's got 10-plus fouls. Calvin's got 8. Each team with 2 timeouts left. And it's going to come down to free throws and who's going to hit the glass.
Yep.
Mount's going to have to. One thing they've been a little, their defense has been out of this world, but the rebounding has been a little off today. But maybe they can clean that up the final 3:40 and get out of here with a big one.
Yeah, out rebounded 37-25.
All right, Overway back at the free throw line for Calvin. He's got 20 points on the afternoon. Free throw is up. That one he made. Jalen Overway out of Holland Christian High School in Michigan. 21 points. Mount Union 64, Calvin 56. Overway again, lets it go. Got it. 22 for Overway. Mount 64, Calvin 57. Here come the Purple Raiders. Left to right for the final 3 minutes and 35 seconds. Hamilton on the right wing. Kevin, how about today? 16 points. Gives it hot on post to Vaden. Sean, left wing to Kasenheiser. Down on the block to Elijah. Elijah backing his man down. Farrington spins, goes to the baseline, hooks it up. No good. Rebound, Vaden. Sean Vaden gets it back to Farrington. Backs his way down, put it up. No! Whistle and a foul. And we're going back to the free throw line. And the foul is going to be on Swartz. That is number 4 on Swartz. 3:17 left to go. 64-57 Mount Union. And it's Elijah Farrington back to the free throw line. Elijah's 6 points today, but he's been working hard all afternoon. Free throw is up. Rim, in. 7 for Elijah Farrington. Purple Raiders back by 8, 65-57. Farrington's second one. Good.
He's always very pure with that second free throw. The first one's always a little rough, but that second one's usually pretty pure.
3:12 left to go in this one. Purple Raiders 66-57 lead. Scott deep on the right wing, out on top. They lob it down to Overway again. Overway goes against Farrington. Went up for the shot, got knocked out of his hands, and a whistle and a foul. And that's on Farrington, and that's his 4th. Jarrett Taylor's got to come back into the game. Overway back to the free throw line for Calvin. First free throw up. Good. All of a sudden now he's found the rhythm at the free throw line. He's hit his last 3 free throws. Elijah's got to sit with the 4 fouls, and Jarrett Taylor back in. 3:03 to go in the game. Purple Raiders 66, Calvin 58. Overway second free throw. Got it. 24 for Overway. Oh, 66-57. Purple Raiders, 2:59 left to go in the game here at the Mack Center. Raiders with the ball, need a good shot down this time. Terrett hands it off to Chance. Kaysenheiser around a Vaden screen. Kaysenheiser right at the key. Kaysenheiser goes right side. Picked up his dribble, throws it to Vaden inside, hooks it up and then with a right hand. Sean Vaden with his first bucket of the day, his second point of the afternoon. Purple Raiders 68-59. Scott, left wing wrestler. Lob down to Overway. Back to Scott. Scott shoots a 3. Too strong. Up in the air. They fight for it. Everybody on the deck. Calvin keeps it alive. Knights into the corner. 3. Good. Jeez Louise. Swartz hits a pocket 3 and a timeout on the floor, and all of a sudden it's a 6-point game.
Just some unlucky bounces there, too, on the rebounds, battling for it. The ball's loose and just happens to fall into the hands of a Calvin player. It's nothing Mount's doing bad there. It's just, sometimes that's just the way the ball bounces. But great defense from Mount Union. Oh, man, it's so tough because now you need to go down. You need a good possession. And if you've watched the last couple times they've been bringing the ball up court, they're waiting until 20 seconds hits on the shot clock, and that's when they start to get into their offense. And they're just trying to eat as much clock as they can. But you need to come away with either going to the free throw line or a 2-point bucket. You can't have empty possessions at this point in the game.
So 2:17 left to go in the game. It's Mount Union 68, Calvin 62. Mount Union ranked number 9, Calvin ranked number 8. Purple Raiders are 12-0. The Knights are 8-2. The Mack Center is alive on this Tuesday afternoon. Purple Raiders will inbound the basketball. Timeout situation. Calvin only has 1 remaining. The Purple Raiders have 2. Ball comes into Kevin Hamilton, and here come the Raiders. 2:13 left to go in the game. Kaysenheiser he double dribbled. He absolutely double dribbled. And Mount turns it over back to Calvin with 2:09 left, and now Jarrett Taylor's got to come right back into the game.
Yeah, I think they're working in some offensive, defensive substitutions with Elijah, putting in him on offense, and then putting Jarrett back in when Mount's on defense.
Remember, Farrington with 4 fouls. 2:08 left to go in the game. Purple Raiders up by only 6. Scott's got it on the left wing, out on top. Wrestler 3. Got it again. Wrestler's got 15. He is on fire from the 3-point line. 1:52 left to go. It's Mount Union 68, Calvin 65, and now the Raiders call a timeout. Holy cow. Boy, I tell you what, this Luca Wrestler has just been uncanny from the three-point line late today. He's got 15.
Yeah, he's 5 of 6. He's only taken 3-point shots. He hasn't taken anything inside. He's hit 5 of 6 of them.
1:50 left to go in the game. Mount just had a double-digit lead. And now it's the Purple Raiders 68 and Calvin 65.
Yeah, Calvin's hit 4 of their last 5. They are on a 6-0 run over the last 30 seconds. They've scored 6 to Mount's none. I talked about them empty possessions. You know, as soon as we came out of that timeout, we had a double dribble.
Yeah. So we didn't even get a trip down the floor there.
No, that takes away from not only the opportunity to score, but the opportunity to eat some time off the clock.
So with 1:50 left to go in the game, Mount Union 68, Calvin 65 at the Mack Center. Hold on, everybody, as we go down the stretch. Hamilton's got it at midcourt. The shot clock is at 10, the game clock at 1:37. Kevin gets the screen by Vaden. Kevin, 15-footer, in and out, no good. Loose ball foul on Calvin, and it's on Swartz, and that's number 5.
Oh, that's 5, yeah. And that puts Mount into the double bonus.
And that draws the ire of Bill Saul, the head coach of Calvin. He wants to know how in the heck was that call made at that end of the floor. Well, there's been a few of those both ways today. 1:31 left to go. Mount Union 68, Calvin 65. So now Calvin has, 60 seconds to get their sub in as Elijah Farrington goes to the free throw line, ready to shoot 2.
Yeah, talk about big free throws from Farrington. They are right now. You need to keep this multiple possession ball game.
Yep. All right, so Justin McElwain checks in for Calvin. Elijah Farrington back to the free throw line. 1:31 left to go. Raiders up by 3. Farrington free throw up. Good. 9 for Elijah Farrington. Mount Union 69, Calvin 65. 1:31 left to go. If Elijah hits a free throw, they'll sub Taylor in. Elijah, second free throw line right. Good. Big man finally hit double figures with 10 and a couple of big free throws.
Yeah, clutch free throws right there to make this a 2-possession ball game.
1:31 left to go. Mount Union 70, Calvin 65. How about a little turnover here? 1:29 left to go in the game. Calvin with the ball going right to left. Scott will bring it across the timeline. Scott to the top of the key. Scott keeps the dribble alive on the right side. Now Overway, way outside. There is Wrestler. He's going to go into the paint. He carried the ball and he traveled. Yes, sir. That'll give it back to Mount Union with 1:15 left to go. Elijah in, Taylor out. Well, we were hoping to get a little turnover, and we got one.
Now we need a 3. You know who I'm feeling? Kevin Moore.
Kevin Moore, 3.
Yeah.
Been a while. 1:10 left to go in the game. Hamilton now will bring it across the timeline for Mount. Over on the left wing to Moore. Throws it down to Elijah. Put it up and in with the right hand and scored.
Great heads-up play there, seeing Elijah wide open underneath the basket.
Elijah Farrington with a dozen. Purple Raiders up 72-65 with a minute to go. Overway on the left wing. Let him sit out there. Overway throws it down low. Scott got bodied up in the air. He hit the deck. Did the ball go in?
No.
Ball did not go in, but a foul has been called. That's on Elijah Farrington, and that is number 5. And Scott hit the deck hard, but thankfully he came down in a way where he had a little support as he tried to brace himself, and they'll help him up off the floor. So with 51 seconds left to go, Farrington fouls out. Calvin's going to go to the free throw line, but the Purple Raiders do have a 72-65 lead. And this baby is not going to be over until I see 3 zeros up on that big scoreboard. And now they're going to what? How can you call a flagrant here? That was completely incidental. (72-65) Mount Union. Sam Berkman, Ryan Keller with you. 1310 WDPN and Q92radiosports.com and all across our social media platforms. Stick around, post-game show. Coming up at the conclusion of today's game, we'll have stats, analysis, post-game interview, hopefully, and a whole lot more. That's after today's game on 1310 WDPN.
Maybe they'll realize it wasn't a foul and take this foul away like they did last time.
Right.
Make it offensive foul.
Also want to take this time to wish all of you a Happy New Year. New Year's Eve tomorrow, New Year's Day coming up on Thursday.
Yeah, it'll be about 2 weeks until we'll be back. I think January 14th is when we're
Capital,
back.
right?
Yeah.
That's a Wednesday. So, yeah, a couple of weeks with no hoops. Purple Raiders will be on the road coming up.
Yep.
Always tough trips down to, where are they going? Wilmington before this and Marietta. Always tough places to play. Scott line left for Calvin. Free throw up and good. So Scott, I've got him for 9. They've got him for 9. 51 seconds left to go. Purple Raiders 72. Calvin 66. Jordan Scott, second free throw is up and good. So here Scott's got 10, and here comes the pressure now by Calvin. Now you got to play good, fundamental basketball. And we got out of bounds violation. Yes, Mount turned it over, and it goes back to Calvin with 49 seconds left.
Wow, that's unbelievable. He straight hip checked Kasenheiser into the bench.
And they're going to say Chase was out of bounds, and they give it back to Calvin.
Wow.
48.7 left to go. Purple Raiders 72, Calvin 67. Purple Raiders did not win that argument. Wrestler gets the ball into Scott. 48 seconds to go. Raiders got to play some D. Scott pulls up for 3. Good. Holy smokes. Scott's got 13. Hit that 3 with a defender right in his face. 42.2 left. It's a 2-point game. And a foul in the backcourt on Calvin. And that's going to be on number 11. And that's going to be on Rucard.
And they fouled Kevin Hamilton, who's 9 for 9 from the free throw line.
42.2 left to go. Mount Union 72. Calvin 70. Purple Raiders again need some free throws from Kevin Hamilton. The former St. Vincent St. Mary product lets it fly, and it's up and it's good. Well, he has been ultra cash at the free throw line today. 17 for Kevin Hamilton. Raiders back by 3, 73-70. 42 seconds left. Hamilton good again. He's got 18. All right, here we go. Calvin only down by 4. Here come the Knights. Scott on the left of the baseline. Throws the ball inside Overway. Into the corner, Rucard. Now Wrestler. Down to Overway. 30 seconds in the game. Rucard with a left-hand hook is up and good. 26 for Overway and a timeout by Calvin. 27 seconds left to go in the game. Mount Union 74. Calvin 72. Full timeout. Each team with 10-plus fouls as we go down the wire here at the Mac Center today. What a battle. Now what are they looking at over there now?
I think they're looking at the clock. I think they just want to make sure that there's the right amount of time on the clock.
26.9 seconds left to go. Mount 74, Calvin 72. Purple Raiders 12-0, ranked number 9. Calvin 8-2, ranked number 8. Again, it's been a battle all afternoon. Swings each way, momentum, scoring runs, missed opportunities, great defense, big threes, big free throws, big rebounds. All a part of the afternoon festivities here in Alliance today. So Calvin's out of timeouts. Mount Union has 1, and the possession arrow does favor Calvin, again, with 26.9 left.
Yeah, you're going to want to try to get this ball inbound to Hamilton as well.
What a big win this would be. Get you to 13-0, yes, but quality opponent to add to a couple more of your quality wins in non-conference play. This would go a long way for your confidence. It would go a long way for a lot of things. But this is going to be
I think they're looking like frame by frame.
At some point you just gotta trust your technology in the flow of the game and just go with it. Kassenheiser with 19 today for Mount Union, 18 for Hamilton, 12 for Farrington. So those are the three Raiders in double figures. Overway, 26 points for Calvin. Wrestler's got 15, Scott 13, Swartz has 11.
They went from 26.9 to 28.3.
So,
yeah, leave it like that, 2.8.
Yes, please. 74-72 Mount Union. Sam Berkman, Ryan Keller. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Stick with us. This is going to be a dandy ending, you almost got to believe. 28 seconds left to go. Raiders with the ball, but a precarious 2-point lead.
Yeah, they added 1.1 to the clock.
Calvin puts the press on. Raiders get the ball into Hamilton. Kevin Hamilton grabbed that, and they finally called a foul on Rucard. Hey, you want to keep fouling Kevin Hamilton?
Yep.
Go right ahead. 25.6 seconds left to go, and the Raiders are back at the free throw line with a 2-point lead. Kevin Hamilton today, 18 points. I'm not going to tell you how many he's made in a row. St. Vincent St. Mary product. Line right, free throw up. Good. 19 for Kevin Hamilton. Let's get this other one now and get it back to a two-possession game. Caleb Lorich is coming back in. Dante Collier will sit down. 25.6 left to go. Purple Raiders up 75-73. Kevin Hamilton, line right's got one more coming. This would give the Raiders a 4-point lead, and he does. Kevin Hamilton. And even 20 points. Mount Union 76-72. Here comes Calvin with 20 seconds to go. Wrestler, top of the key three. Finally missed one. Did we get a rebound? We did. Kevin Moore cradles it, and he's fouled in the backcourt with 13.9 seconds left to go. You can start to feel it. Not all the way.
This is Kevin Moore's first chance at the free throw line today.
Kevin's got 2 free throws coming. If he can get them both, it would make it a 6-point game with 14 seconds left to go. Kevin Moore on the afternoon. 7 points, make it 8. Free throws good for Kevin. 77-72 Mount Union.
Mount 87% from the free throw line today.
Moore line right, trying to get a pair. Kevin lets it go. It's good. Kevin Moore's got 9. It's a 6-point game. Here comes Scott. Calvin's got the ball at the other end of the floor. They fumble it loose on the floor, picked up by Wrestler. Overway's got to shoot a long 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebound by Taylor. 2 seconds, 1 second, and they're still undefeated.
What a game. What an unbelievable game. Down at one point, what was it, 12, 14? Able to come back defensively and to pull out a victory. Boy, the heart, will, and determination of this team is unbelievable.
Final score here at Mount Union. Mount Union Purple Raiders 78 and the Calvin Knights 72. Mount Union is 13-0 for the first time in the history of the school, and that number 9 ranking will certainly shoot them up the polls. We're going to take a nice little break right here. When we come back to postgame, we'll get underway. Your final score, Mount Union 78, Calvin 72. Purple Raider Hoops presented by SARTA on AM 1310 WDPN.
Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
Hey, sports fans, want the latest local sports news, game photos, coach and player interviews, and live play-by-play coverage? Then follow Q92 Sports on social media now. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Like, follow, and subscribe today. Catch the highlights, relive the moments, and stay connected to your hometown teams. Q92 Sports, your home for everything local sports. Real teams, real action, real coverage. Follow Q92 Sports on social media.
You're listening to Mount Union Basketball presented by SARTA on AM 1310 WDPN.
Who says 13 isn't lucky? Purple Raiders have won their first 13 college basketball games this year. And this, by far, was the toughest test of them all. But they pass it with flying colors at home. Mount Union, 78, and Calvin, 72. Welcome back to the postgame. Sam Berkwood, Ryan Keller, 1310 WDPN, and, of course, Q92 Radio Sports.com. We knew it was going to be a battle of heavyweights today, and it was. We'll get some stats here for you. Kevin Hamilton is going to join us in a couple of minutes courtside here for our postgame interview. And boy, where would we be without Kevin Hamilton today? Not only did he get 20 points to lead all Mount Union scorers, but his free throws today were absolutely perfection. Talk about lucky 13. He was 13 of 13 at the charity stripe, and we needed every single one of them, and we got him.
Yeah, Mount finished 87.9% from the free throw line, 29 of 33. They finished shooting 21 of 57, 36% for the game, 7 of 3 from behind the three-point line. But if you want to look at something, here's we talked about defense throughout the game. Mount Union only committed 6 turnovers, 19 turnovers from Calvin. And a big part of that was second half defense was unbelievable. They came out like a completely different team in the second half defensively, and their shooting obviously improved. They shot 57% in that second half, 2 of 5 from behind the three-point line, and 18 to 20 from the free throw line. Just all around, what an unbelievable effort. You know, you come into a game like this and you go down quick. You were trailing by 11 halfway through the first half. And for you to keep your focus and your mentality and the coaching staff to not freak out and just be like, listen, it's okay. To come out and do what you did in the second half, just unbelievable.
Purple Raiders win it 78-72. Mount will be at Marietta on Saturday. Next Wednesday, they will be at Wilmington. So a couple of beehives to go into, especially in OAC play on the road. But the good news is you got a couple of days to, kind of put this one in the rearview mirror. As big as it is, now it's over. You put it in the rearview mirror. You celebrate it for what it was, and it was a big game and a big win all the way around. But now you dig in for OAC play. You start 2 on the road before you come back home against Capital on the 14th. So, and look, we know there's going to be – you're going to stub your toe along the way. You're not going to – well, most likely you're not going to win every game.
Yep.
But, of course, that's the goal. But just keep playing together. Keep fighting. Keep scrapping. Having a different guy every other night pick you up, pick the team up. And, you work your way through what you need to work your way through. And we know Coach Feline and the staff very good at reading their players and how to push certain buttons at certain times. And hey, what would Urban say? The best thing about being 13-0, chance to go 14-0. And I'll tell you what, they had to fight hard today. And I know a lot of people around the country, their first thing they're going to do, okay, where was the game?
Yeah.
What was the free throw situation like? Well, who fouled? What was going on there? And we told you Calvin was 10 of 16 at the free throw line. Mount was 29 for 33. But total fouls, Calvin had 21. Mount Union had 17.
Yeah.
And if you look at the key players in the game for Mount Union, Elijah Farrington, he got fouls. He fouled out. Caleb Lorich had 4. He almost fouled out. And for Calvin, Schwartz fouled out, and they had one other player with 4. And their big guy, Overway, had 3. So, I mean, if you really – at first look, you say, oh, okay. But if you peel everything back and look at it, even Steven, for the most part, especially whom the fouls were called and when, and I think it all evened out at the end. And Mount's defense, again, I mean, yeah, they gave up 72, but this Calvin team could put the ball in the basket, and Mount just played – they played great half-court defense. I thought they played pretty good transition defense. And you need to do all of that to get a win against a team like Calvin, and that's what the Purple Raiders did today.
Yeah, I mean, they're the number 8 team in the country. Like, yeah, they put up 72 on you, but you put up more.
Right.
And
right.
they're the – and you know what? You have to give a huge amount of credit to Coach Feuerlein and that staff as well, because I think the first half of the first half, so that first 10 minutes of the game, they weren't quite sure how to match up a little bit. So having that was huge for them, the adjustments.
Final score, Mount Union wins it today by the score of 78-72. The Raiders go to 13-0 in the year. And, of course, that number 9 ranking, I'm sure they will go up. And Calvin drops to 8-3. They were the number 9 ranked team coming in this afternoon. All right. Couldn't have done it without the man from St. Vincent St. Mary, Kevin Hamilton, who joins us courtside here on 1310 WDPN. Kevin, congratulations.
Appreciate you.
Free throws were clutch, my man. You were 13 of 13. What's your mindset when you get to the free throw line? First half, late in the game, what are you thinking about?
I know early they was already in the bonus, so I'm like, they got 6 fouls. We got to attack them. We got to be smart, use the refs as the game go on. And, we put hours in the gym, team. We shooting free throws after practice, 100 free throws a day. So it was just muscle memory at that point.
Well, you can certainly tell. What was the turnaround like for you guys? You played the night game last night. You needed to get up a little earlier today, early 3 o'clock tip-off against a tremendous basketball team. How did you guys handle after the game last night up until tip-off today?
For sure. So last night, our trainer made sure everybody's in the training room, getting treatment, make sure our bodies are fresh. And early in the morning, we have film and make sure we was all ready to go.
Kevin Hamilton is our guest. Mount Union beats Calvin today, 78-72 on 1310 WDPN, Q92 Radiosports.com. I'm sure I mean, the win streak it's fantastic, right? It's never been done in the history of the school, but we know what the ultimate goal is. How do you guys you talk about things like that as a group, as a team, and what are those conversations like?
I feel like it's easy to get caught up looking at the whole season, but if you take it one game at a time, we know what we're capable of and being present. I feel like that's the beauty of it, honestly. So taking one game at a time, one practice at a time, one day at a time. So
this is our first time we got a chance to talk with you after
Yes, sir.
game. We talked to Kevin yesterday. We talked to Caleb. We talked to Chance. And we know it's sitting courtside, and we talked to Coach Mike a lot, that you guys really enjoy playing basketball together
Yes, sir.
and with each other. Could you talk about that from your perspective? Because it's the first time we've had a chance to talk to you. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to watch, I got to tell you.
For sure. Man, even in the summer, so my decision coming here, I didn't know if I was going to come here, but I got to know Chance. Me and him was in the gym all summer. Then me and him playing every single day. We got the open gyms, got to play with the team. I'm like, man, we're going to be really good because we'll have 2 teams. We have 3 teams that's you don't know who going to win. So I'm like, okay, our whole team is good. Even that ONU game, the whole starting 5 came out. Our second group brought us back up, 6 or something like that.
Yep.
Our team, we deep. We can go 12 deep if we really wanted to. So it's just beautiful to have a team like this, and it's special. We just got to keep taking one day at a time.
Confidence level, I know, is really high. It's not cocky, but it's high confidence. And after beating a team like Calvin, you knew they were going to bring it here today. What's the feeling like maybe after the locker room right away where you just came upstairs from that, hey, we just knocked off a top 10 team in the country and feel good about it, don't you?
For sure, yeah. Honestly, I feel like we've been here before. I feel like that's the mindset we got to have because we're going to see teams like that in the future, and we can't get too high, can't get too low. I say enjoy this win tonight, but tomorrow we got to prepare for our Marietta. So
Marietta, and then
enjoy this tonight, then we on to the next.
Yeah, got a couple of road trips coming up, Marietta, and then a week from today, I think you go down to Wilmington, which has been
some ball games
pain the last couple of years for whatever reason. So how will you guys? What will you take out of this game moving forward? The positives and maybe some of the stuff that you want to keep grinding on.
I feel like this team, their big man was unbelievable. He was really good. It was kind of hard to stop. But I would say at one point we was up 9 points. We got to learn to kill him right there. Like, we got to be able to finish the games a little bit better and rebounding. Like, that was the biggest key because we was up 7 or 9. They got 2 offensive rebounds and hit threes. So, and we got to identify the hot man.
Yeah.
So,
and that seems like you guys are good at that, whether it's the starting 5 or if, number 6, 7, 8 comes off the bench and somebody might be hot or about to get hot, you guys can find them. And you can do it on the fly. You don't need to stop the game and call a timeout. You guys can see things in the middle of the action. That's big.
For sure.
What are practices like?
Especially
for
everything,
you?
same thing every single day. Honestly, we play a lot of basketball. Coach, he don't like to run really. So let me say this: if say the purple and white team, whoever lose, then they'll run. But honestly, it's just a lot of playing basketball, 5-on-0, a lot of shooting. Yeah. So and a lot of boxing out on defense. We play a lot of defense.
Yeah.
Emphasizes defense.
Kevin Hamilton is our guest here after the game. Purple Raiders win at 78-72. One more, and we'll let you fly. A game like this, you see the small picture, you see the big picture. First thing, if I would say, okay, what do you need to work on the most? Not just individually, but as a team. What would you pick out?
I don't want everybody to know, but no, this funny. we really need to do better at boxing out and finishing games. Like I said, that's our main thing. And once we get that, we're gonna be hard to beat. I don't see us losing. So if we just gotta take it one day at a time. Though, keep getting better, keep getting better, keep getting better.
That's right. Enjoy the journey, my man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Kevin Hamilton, man, he was stirring the drink today, wasn't he? Purple Raiders with a big win over Calvin by the score of 72. Mount Union goes to 13-0 on the year, and Calvin drops to 8-3. Here comes my videographer back from the other side of the table. Ryan Keller, your final thoughts before we wrap up and get out of here so they can clean up and get ready for the women's game coming up here later.
You just look at the what's the word? There's a word I'm trying to think of about this team, and it's not coming to my head. But how well that their cohesiveness as a whole unit. A lot of times you'll get a team where it's, a guy here or a guy there that really steps up. And this team reminds me a lot of that 2023 team when, that's what they were about. The word team itself is what they worked on. And they're an unselfish group. And they didn't get down when they were down. Like, they were down 11. They didn't let it get to them. They stayed focused, and they knew there was a lot of basketball left. And they came back out in that second half after they had a little run and got it to within 5 or 6. And then, boy, they went on a stretch there where it was like a 20-3 run over 7 minutes. The first 7 minutes of that half, they controlled that basketball game, and that's what put them in a position to win at the end.
And that's exactly what they did. Mount Union 78 and Calvin 72. That's going to wrap it up here from the Mack Center. Well, we said a couple weeks ago, I think you and I, talking back at the station, if they could get to 10-0 and then if they get to 11, then we'll see what they do against Mount Aloysius. And if they could beat Calvin and they could come out of this 13-0, we might really have something.
Yeah.
Well, we got something.
Yeah, and the ranking should come out before their game against Marietta.
Yes.
So hopefully this upcoming Monday is usually when they update their rankings, coming back, and then Mount will play on Wednesday. So we'll see where they sit on Monday the 5th and what those D3 rankings look like, and we'll post them on the AM 1310 WDPN and the Q92 Sports social media pages.
And you know what? It's only December. We're about to go into January, but especially in Division III, all the games are big.
Yeah.
They're all big. Even out at the conference, they're really big, and the Purple Raiders got a big one today.
And there's going to be a big bullseye on their back now too, especially in the OAC. Like, they're going to want to. And there's rivalries between each team, and they're going to want to be the one to knock off Mount Union. John Carroll left the conference, and Mount Union has kind of really shot up to the top of that. Marietta's going to want it. Wilmington's going to. I mean, you could just go through the OAC.
They're going to be.
Yeah.
They're going to be laying in wait.
Yeah.
For the Raiders to come down, but. Hopefully, a couple of big ones on the road, and hopefully come out of there with a couple of wins and keep this baby going. It's always fun to keep the streak alive. That's going to wrap it up here from the Mack Center. For my partner, Ryan Keller, and the great Ryan Rainsberg back at the studio. And Raider Nation, thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did bringing it to you, because it was a good one. Final score, Mount Union 78, Calvin 72. The Purple Raiders are still perfect at 13-0. Sam Berkman saying so long and a good night for the Mack Center. You've been listening to Mount Union Basketball, presented by SARTA on AM 1310 WDPN. So long, everybody. Happy New Year.